my word. Hello everybody, welcome to Crabby D&D. I am here with my players today, Cat.
Hi.
Kirv.
Saluton.
Mortar.
Hello.
And Vinny.
Hello.
We are unfortunately short a Damian and a Romulus today, only due to good things for on Romulus's behalf, but unfortunately Damian was unable to make the session today for one reason or another. Either way, just to date the session, Happy Mother's Day to anyone who may be watching if you happen to be a mother.
Or have a mother.
Or you have a mother. Who knows? Say Happy Mother's Day to them. Send a random hello from this strange streamer who you watch. Anyway.
As soon as you mentioned that, I was literally thinking of the skit. Who was it by Lonely Island? It was the Mother's Day one. Did you ever watch that? It's the music video with Justin Timberlake in it.
No.
What?
No.
Oh,
It sounds like I repressed
so
it.
funny. It's so funny.
It sounds like I
repressed. Call your mothers out there. It's just triggered it for me.
Oh my word.
I have a burning question, right, about our table. It drives me a little bit nuts. And I don't know why, but everyone has, like, their bits. At some point, can, like, Mortar move up to where Infernal stuff was? Or where Burn stuff was?
I think only if Mortar gets to that level of, like, renown. Like, Chris has a renown meter for Mortar for each party member. If he hits a certain level, then I can progress up the table.
I'll be in contact with Infernal to ask if Infernal thinks he'll be able to come back, probably within the next several months, and if the answer for what he says is no, then I'll probably just erase this section of the board, and then Mortar, you can take this section.
Yeah, you can have, like, from the middle eye that way, and then I'm expanding.
No.
Damn. I see. No, let this happen. It's a territory war. It's a
I have
at least
5 more hearts and 2 more stars that I can draw.
Okay, well, we'll get there when we get there.
Sorry, I didn't mean to derail there.
No, that's entirely fair. It happens all the time in every D&D campaign I'm in.
I keep looking at the board and I'm like, oh, he's crammed down in the corner in, like, exile. It's like,
yeah,
in your little box.
Yeah, we'll get.
Honestly, based on how this session's gonna go, this is appropriate. I should put dunce above my friggin' section just based on what's about to happen.
Oh my word. Okay. Are we all ready?
Not really, but yeah.
All ready, let's friggin' go!
Excellent.
Don't hiss.
Welcome all. Today we are only here with a few of us, yet the show must go on. Last session, our party of adventurers, Cat, Damian, Kirv, Mortar, Romulus, and Vinny, confronted the shadows of Cat's past, which had arisen and shown themselves from the darkness at the hands of the Noctark. The party threw themselves into the fierce battle against this corruption in an attempt to destroy it. With some bloodshed and exhaustion weighing on their shoulders after an intense fight, the party managed to prevail, not just killing the creature, but sealing it and the corruption away. Now they pull themselves along in an attempt to find a good place to rest for the night. The aurora above radiates a smooth light of prismatic colour across the horizon and your surroundings here. The once dull green grass during the day has now become an array of colours. Where the night would usually be dark, and those of you without dark vision wouldn't be able to see, the light from above illuminates everything, and you're able to see quite happily into the distance for a fair way. What would you like to do?
Okay, so we are currently safe now, are we? Have we moved away from the area?
Yeah, you've moved away from the area.
Very good.
Mortar is breathing heavily. He is exhausted. He just drops to one knee. Just his the effort of trying to move is too much right now. He's moved all he can. There was that brief burst of adrenaline he got running away from the pustule, and then that was it.
cat is
Uh,
lingering more towards the back. She's stroking Slychania, just comforting and glaring at the party, and that we're all still here, thankfully. Thankfully.
Those things aren't common on this plane, right?
What things?
It's the first one I've
The
ever
thing
seen.
we just fought.
I've never seen anything like it.
So we've walked away from it, then. Because there was
Yeah.
a couple of things I wanted to do. I wanted to, one, get Romulus to get its head for the cataloguers.
I don't think that's wise.
Oh, you mean
We
the,
shouldn't go
the
anywhere
creature
near
said.
it. This ground is corrupted.
You otherwise sealed it away, or the corruption, and the body fell into the mouth below
Oh, it did. It
because
fell
of
into
where
the,
because
okay.
of where it died. So if you wanted to go
Oh,
fishing
okay,
for it,
cool.
you can. But the pustule has since exploded and covered the area around it in dust, ash, and goo.
Like, purple.
Okay,
Yeah, that black hair.
No
yeah,
more
I
reference.
didn't know. I thought the body was still around. I was gonna harvest it for its bits.
No. Well,
Done.
I mean, you can try. It's going to be one of those that it's going to be a very difficult thing to try and do, and in the current damaged state of the party, who knows?
On that note, I am casting which one's probably the better one?
Oh, what?
Hang on. I'm just looking because my brain is
Viable?
bells. Action.
Triple
clears,
rude
trap
fireball.
rolls, no, because I've not attuned to that. I'm going to be casting Spike Rupture on, well, as many of us as I can get in the area to heal them.
What's the radius on it?
It's a single target. Oh, it's a single target. It's the radius is the thing.
Is the difficult
last.
terrain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's Crystal Lotus? Crystal Lotus and there's an attack and save normal reaction. That one doesn't have.
Crystal Lotus should be a 20-foot sphere, I believe.
Yeah, no, that one did. Oh, it's Crystal Lotus then. I'm going to be casting.
Okay.
And with the Hill Rune. So
Okay.
It's 5d10.
Okay. How much is that expending? Spell points wise?
That is 4 with the Hill Rune. So that is a 6, and it's a 4th level with the Hill Rune, so that'd be that level, so that will be 3, so it's 9 points.
Okay. So that is the equivalent of a 6th level spell. So go ahead and roll me your d20 for wild magic. This is 6th level, plus you're below half, so that goes up to 7th level. So you are looking for a 14 or below, because it's doubled because of the Aurora. Actually, it gets the +1 as well, so that would be a 15 or below.
Well, sod this then, I'm in trouble. I'm going to I'll do the 5d10 and then I'll live with the consequences of my actions.
Wait, are you not...
Oh boy.
What do you mean, the 5d10? Are you not...
Well, for the healing. But I'll roll in that and then I'm going to...
Oh, and then you're going to do the wild magic. Okay.
Yeah.
So everybody heals 12 hit points.
Remember, it's half, and
Yep.
the wild magic.
And the
goes
wild
off.
magic goes off, so go ahead and roll for that. But everybody heals 12
Sorry, did I hear that?
points.
Did I hear it was halved?
Yeah, so it's half of 23 to... or 25 to 12.
Oh, I see.
68.
Okay.
Okay, I'll get that for you in just a moment. I'm just healing up Romulus and Damian. Okay. 68, you said?
Yep.
Okay. Who are you standing next to?
Well, I'm standing back, but I dare say it's... I don't know. I was just standing back and healing in an area, so I couldn't tell you specifically. I wasn't up close and personal, just in case something
Okay,
goes wrong.
so who would be the
Wild
nearest?
magic. I don't know. Roll a
So
dice.
it's Romulus.
One.
He can't get mad at you.
6.
Yeah,
Roll me
that's
a-
true.
I'll roll a d6.
Yeah, go ahead. We'll go from left to right.
So
4.
4.
1, 2, 3, 4. Romulus. Okay.
Hmm.
As you otherwise
That worked out
cast,
well.
as you otherwise cast this spell, there is a moment after finishing the completion of it that you watch as Romulus is mortally wounded, and as he otherwise turns to you, there's this moment of fear of what looks to be corruption about him before it blinks and flitters away.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Oh, that could have been bad. So what's the plan now?
Well, guess we need to go and find somewhere to stay. It's getting late.
I guess so.
I have something for that.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I can make us some shelter. It won't fit Starlight or Terrador. And I guess with the wild magic there could be complications, but
I'd say Terrador may potentially be something we have to worry about. And Mortar will look at the colour of Terrador.
Terrador looks normal. The cracks that you
Oh.
saw across Terrador during the fight that kind of changed, they've faded. The crystals going back to
Oh,
their
great.
typical pink hue.
Never mind, I take that back.
Was it only while Cat was the creature, or was it while the entire fight went on? Because I was next to Terrador most of it.
I
That was
will
the creature, wasn't it?
say, in retrospect, seeing it, you saw the change slowly begin to ebb after you transformed out of your creature form.
Okay, so it was while I was a creature.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's
So-
almost like it was building up and then it faded because it didn't have anything to build up on.
Okay, that's good to know. Right.
Damian's also going to dole out 20 lay on hands to Romulus and 20 lay on hands to Cat because he knows the two of you are injured the most.
Alright, takes me to 39. Nice. I'm just above half.
Romulus is on 37, below half.
So you said you can make shelter for us?
I can cast Leomund's tiny hut.
Nice.
It'll fit.
But that won't fit everybody, will it?
It'll fit all of us, just not Terrador or Starlight.
I think we need to take what we
Can
can.
we?
I mean,
Terrador we don't have to worry about. He can sleep under the ground.
I was going to say, can we? Can we see out of the dome, out of the Lehman's tiny hut, or is it completely opaque?
It's opaque from the outside.
Oh, okay. So we presumably could see through it from the inside.
Yes, you'll also be able to leave if you need to, though I need to stay inside.
Okay, great. That means we can still do watches and stuff if we need to. But Mortar's exhausted and thoroughly bloodied, so I don't think he's going to be in any state to do any kind of watching tonight.
Yeah. Anyone who has a point of exhaustion cannot participate in a watch tonight if they wish to recover from the point of exhaustion.
do we have anyone that isn't exhausted?
Me.
And I
I'm
believe
not sure how I feel about that.
Damien was
I
the other one
agree.
who's not exhausted.
Okay.
I'd feel much safer if Damian.
He can't watch the entire night.
No.
No, that would just give him a point of exhaustion.
But with Lehman's tiny hut, we do have a. I understand it at least, is that we will have a little bit of protection. So long as someone's just mildly alert, we should be alright. But Mortar makes a very directed look at Cat and says, right now, I'm not too sure I feel comfortable with you watching our backs based on what we just saw.
Just
Got the popcorn.
yeah.
The moment I've all been waiting for.
There's just a hint of just pure annoyance. It's just like
Yeah.
fine.
No,
I
I'm
won't watch
making an
your
executive decision. We're not having this conversation now. Mortar, when you learn how to actually run when I say run, we can do this. Until then, we are all going to work together and get along. So we're in a bad enough situation as it is. We're being at each other's throats.
Fine.
So I
Okay.
grits his teeth and nods.
Okay, good.
Way to kill the
I don't
fun.
really see any point in waiting, so I'm going to start casting the spell now. It'll take a little while. So everyone just sit tight.
Okay.
Okay.
And you're ritual casting this?
Yes.
Okay. So, sitting down and ritual casting this, otherwise beginning to construct the Leomund's tiny hut as you begin to lightly play and almost mouth the song to yourself. Not audible enough for the rest of the party to hear, but loud enough for you to know exactly what you're saying. And in that moment, the hut begins to build around you, forming this kind of weave and mesh as the song notes almost apparate and then turn to energy, forming this dome around the exterior, allowing your party to enter and leave as they see fit, but locking you inside for the time being.
While the
Yes,
casting
so-
is happening, is
Mhm.
it alright if I have a conversation with Mortar?
Yeah.
Certainly.
Depends, do you want to
You'll
walk
need to
away
be-
for a bit, or?
Not too
Also, I
far.
will walk
You'll need to-
away if Kirv wants to walk away. I will walk with Kirv. I need a bit of time to try to get my thoughts together.
Just be aware that if you're not within the circle while the spell is cast, you won't be able to come in.
Oh, really?
Oh, I see.
My
Okay,
bad.
we'll wait until the
Oh, okay.
spell's cast
Yeah.
then, and then we can walk if you
Yeah.
want, Kirv.
Yeah.
Once,
great.
once it's set up, you can enter and leave freely.
Fab.
I did
Huh.
not know that.
No,
I was going to say I didn't know that either, actually.
I
Oh,
guess it
yeah.
keeps people who aren't part of the party
No,
out.
that's
Yeah,
true,
it makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
that's
creatures
really,
and
that's a
ob-
really
Then
cool
just
stipulation.
Eileen, but the rest of you can pass through. without
Yeah,
difficulty.
creatures and objects within
What
the
an
dome
interesting
when you cast this
stipulation.
spell can move through it freely. Yeah. So this is something which I didn't know. I didn't realize you couldn't cast this like ahead of the party or away from the party and then let them run in.
That's brilliant.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that you can't set it up in that regard, but the fact that you can then, once it's up, use it as like it's like mobile cover, not mobile cover, but like battlefield cover that they can pass through freely and
Yeah.
Yeah.
attack through is potentially useful.
Yeah.
Yeah. It does take a while to set up, but yeah, once it is set up, it will be viable. Cool. Okay. So, after the spell kind of takes hold and takes shape, the rest of you kind of, Romulus and Damian very much nestling down. Damian does, otherwise, after the casting takes place, leads Starlight off a little way and kind of hitches a small wooden post from his pack or bit of lumber and otherwise hitches Starlight to it. Meanwhile, Terador seeps into the underground section nearby and begins to lurk, small bits of crystal poking up from the grass, which is his back.
Vinny is also exhausted with 3 points of exhaustion, so the moment the casting is done, I'm going to start getting my bedroll out.
Yeah. Notably from ritual casting, it doesn't trigger wild magic at all.
Nice.
So you're all right in that regard. It'll be different tomorrow, but today,
Oh boy.
before the peak of the aurora and the double full moon, you're fine.
Well, after the casting's been done, I'm going to move off to the side and I'm going to summon Jeff the Third.
Okay. Okay. Expending the
Long may he reign.
expending the charcoal and the incense
Yep.
in this moment, the construction within your mind that has begun taking place ever since over the course of this. I did pour in Jeff the Third. Yes, I did.
Matt, one more summon of Jeff.
Okay. As we have Jeff the Third. Would you like to describe Jeff the Third?
Yes. So from out of the ground, large shards of crystal, some drawing from Terador himself, go shooting over and in front of Cat forms a peacock, a crystalline peacock.
Yes! Yes!
As Jeff the Third is a peacock, and he now travels
Oh,
on Cat's
woo.
back.
Jamie, you beautiful man.
I think he's a bit too big to fit in the hood, so he's now on the back.
Makes sense.
Oh my word.
Okay.
This is a
Majestic.
combination of the one shot and Simon's peacock, and then the conversation with Dan.
Yep.
There we go. We've got a peacock in the party now.
Oh, way to deliver, my friend. Way to deliver.
There we go. Yeah, you
That's a
summon.
cool cape
You summon
with
Jeff.
the feathers coming down.
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's badass.
But yeah, you summon Jeff the Third. His form, otherwise, there in that moment, a sense of familiarity. No signs of corruption on him whatsoever.
Huh. Give him a hug. You'll be safe.
He accepts it, climbs onto your back.
I'm gonna head back over and make sure everyone's okay. But from a distance. I'm not gonna be close.
Okay. Okay. Kirv and Mortar, you two wanted to have a discussion walking away from the rest of the party.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Could I also have Eugene and Filch just keeping an eye out?
Yeah, sure. Above you two, or nearby, or...
Above us too.
Okay.
So I turn to Mortar and I ask, so what happened out there?
Mortar kind of winces as if trying to put all of the crazy events that happened together. And he's like, "Would you mind being a little more specific? Which bit you're referring to?"
Well, you guys were gonna go ahead, and then suddenly we all have to rush to deal with whatever that was.
Mortar sits and indicates for Kirv to join him, and begins to rack his brain as he goes. Vinny and I thought it would be prudent if we went ahead and investigated further to see if we could find civilization, some form of settlement we could potentially rest at, or whatever. Just get a lay of the land. Things were going all right until we found the road wasn't there. Where there should have been a road, there wasn't one, essentially. And we found that strange and investigated, and we found some bodies. We figured that there may have been bandits or something nearby, but the way that they were killed suggested something of a more malevolent nature. We figured that if we were able to get an idea of what it was, we'd be able to warn you guys and make a plan. So when I noticed that there was a tree with ropes, which I was under the impression may have been used, well, Vinny and I may have been under the impression that it may have been used to hang them, we thought we may investigate. And we found that creature. Never seen anything like it. And it jumped down from the tree. And I knew I could feel the psychic energy, and it reminded me a lot of home. And I got spooked. Vinny and I turned to run, and I wanted to slow it down, so I shot at it. Fully with the intention of running after Vinny. I didn't have any intention of staying and fighting. I wanted to try to warn it to back off. So I did what I did. I used my survival instincts, and I was wrong. I shot. And then it all went to shit. It took something from me. It took a memory of when I broke into that woman's home and threatened her and her child. Said to feed it my guilt.
You feel guilty about that?
Mortar doesn't answer, but his silence is more than enough of an answer, if that makes sense. get it. But if you're here to tell me that I messed up, that it's all on me for endangering the party, I've heard it before and I understand, but it's not what I need to hear right now. So, if you're going to say something, let's get it over with, and we can continue doing what we were doing.
Are you okay?
That question genuinely surprises Mortar. He looks at Kirv. He takes off his goggles and his mask, places them on the ground in between them both, along with the black scorpion. He places it there and says, his glowing purple eyes with no irises, just looking back at you. No. No, I'm not okay. I'm so far out of my element here. I'm with people I've never met. I'm in a whole new world to what I'm used to. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't think I should be here. This is wrong. I cannot live each and every day of my life moving forward trying to please everybody because they aren't happy with the way how I operate and how I've been raised. It's like you are rejecting an object piece of you that just kept you alive. And it's forcing me to make choices that, while beneficial to everyone else, I feel like they're hurting me. And I don't know any middle ground. Mortar rubs his brow. The exhaustion is getting to him at this point, and he's beginning to not necessarily become hysterical, but his thoughts are so muddled and jumbled, he is so tired, that any further words probably wouldn't sum up what he's trying to say. So no, I'm not okay. We're traveling with someone who has so many problems, so many issues, so many. Are you afraid of her? And is it okay to be afraid of her?
Am I afraid of the power she possesses? Yes. Am I afraid of her? No.
Is there a difference? There may
Very
have
much
once been, and I may have believed you on that, but when she said she made that deal, something changed. Something sinister. We've all felt it, and I know you have. You're intuitive that way, as an intelligence-based spellcaster like myself.
She's a child. A
She's a
child who
weapon.
makes mistakes. And it's not going to get better if we abandon her.
Help me to see another way that we can rectify this. Because the only way I'm seeing is by putting a gun up to her head and putting her out of her misery. That's the only thing I can see happening that will end her nightmare, that will end this nightmare for everyone, is if we put her down. But There must be another way that goes beyond my primal instincts of just kill what's not right.
From what I've gathered, she is the only thing that is stopping a lot of this vicious power. The bits we see are the bits that have seeped through. She is essentially saving us from that power. Every day.
So his eyes narrow, he's focusing on what you're saying and nods slowly. She's containing it.
As best as a child can.
I think Mortar has almost a moment of not necessarily clarity, but a new perspective. Wouldn't say he's completely at ease, but I would say he's, from what you've just said, Mortar shakes his head and goes, I think because I've been under the illusion of treating her like an adult, like she's one of us. Someone who's lived a life of either regret or bad choices and is paying for them, but I guess she never got that chance. And the bad choices were made for her. That's all I'm telling you.
Sorry, could you repeat that last bit?
I just said, Mortar believes that, or what he thinks that you're saying is that the bad choices that us as adults were able to make that were our own, Kat hasn't had the chance to make yet, but the bad choices were still made for her anyway. Like she was put into a situation that she can only make the best of. That wasn't necessarily of her own making.
Exactly. It doesn't mean that it's not dangerous to be around her. I know. I've considered leaving the party because ultimately I'm after one thing. I don't want to die trying to get it. But there is safety here. More safety than I perhaps have ever really known. And ultimately it is your decision if you want to leave. But between us two, I hope you don't. It's been nice to have another fish out of water here.
So, this face actually hitting, being hit by the breeze and everything for the first time in a while, he gives you a genuine smile. It doesn't say anything. Just a smile of understanding and knowing.
Kirv gives a smile back. And looks up at the stars.
Mortar follows her gaze.
Okay. and when I'm ready, I'll head in to go to sleep.
Okay.
Mortar only stays out for another 10 minutes or so before following. Just Kirv's words just resonating in there. He's torn between his gut instincts, which have kept him alive thus far, or the more compassionate view that Kirv has bestowed upon him. He feels like he's being torn in half thinking about it, so in the end he just gets fed up and goes to sleep. In the bubble.
Okay.
On the
Just to clarify that.
In the
no. I'm looking at the sky and I sleep on the stars.
Okay. You otherwise head into the dome and head to sleep. Jeff, or not Jeff, yes. Jeff the Third, Eugene, and Filch will be keeping a watch through the night. So we'll make rolls for those three. And is anybody taking the first watch? As a party, you can just choose to not take watches.
Cat's gonna take a watch.
Okay.
Mortar will sleep all the way through.
Yeah. Anyone with exhaustion, if you want to recover from it, cannot take a watch. If you wish to accept the burden of not needing to, or of not recovering from the point of exhaustion, then you can take a watch. Just know that you will not recover from it.
Chris, could I ask a question?
Go for it.
I hadn't considered this before, but do Eugene and Filch need to sleep?
Nope.
That's good.
They're
Same with
familiar.
Jeff.
Oh, that's ideal.
Yeah, they're familiar, so
That's
they get to
ideal.
stick around. The main thing is that you have to use their stats, which
Yeah,
they
yeah.
are
Oh, good.
crows, so they get a +3 to their roll. And because they're crows, they don't have dark vision. Granted, that's not going to matter
Oh.
tonight because dark vision isn't necessary while the aurora is out. But most days that's going to be a problem. So
Well,
if you'd
they're
like,
hell crows, you know?
Yeah,
I mean,
I was going to say.
I
Means they're
mean,
extra cool.
they're not hell
Yeah.
crows. They're crow familiars. They don't get to have the extra
crow
cool.
familiars.
I'm afraid.
I mean, that's bullshit.
Maybe Filch has dark vision, but Eugene doesn't.
Yes!
Oh no.
But even then.
We'll take it.
So, I'll say go ahead and roll me perception checks for Eugene and Filch, please, Rebecca. They have a +3 to this. And what did you get for Jeff?
13.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh.
And that looks like a 6 and a 12. Okay.
12. Oh, sorry, with the addition, sorry.
Yeah, with the addition +3, yeah.
Eugene has the 6.
Okay. Filch is slacking off.
Bless him.
No, sorry, Eugene is slacking off. Okay.
He's
So-
just a bit slow.
Did you want to take the... Oh. Excuse me. Did you want to take the first watch then, Kat, or did you want Damian to take the first watch?
Cat's probably going to take the first watch because he's probably not going to want to sleep yet.
Damian is fast asleep.
Okay. I'm going to do it with disadvantage because I have something I want to do, so she's going to be distracted by that.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Cat's perception is ass anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just count that as a 1.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a d12, please.
10.
Okay. Please go ahead and roll another d12.
I could roll a different d12. A different result. A 9.
A 9.
I'm consistent. Let's stay close.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Fuck.
Okay. Now. Okay. Okay. So, you said your perception was a 1 total?
It was 1 total, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What are you doing during your watch?
Okay, so I'm going to move a little bit out of the way just in case anything.
So, out of the circle, or are you staying in? Or out of
I
the domes?
will. I'll keep a chair. I'm going to move just outside because I want to send ascending, and I'm concerned about wild magic. I'm casting through the book.
Okay.
Is it a? Does wild magic affect it? I know it doesn't when I cast through Titania.
Wild magic doesn't affect Cychania during normal circumstances. But as a
This
magic
is slightly
object,
different.
this is slightly different. So
Okay.
the DC will be a 1 only, but there is a chance.
Okay, I'm gonna step just outside and I'm gonna cast. I've got 2 send-ins I want to send.
Okay.
One to Sarah Fleethoof, and one to Valor Fleethoof.
Okay.
And so the one to the mum is, Mum, I'm scared. I've made friends I care about, but I'm fighting this thing and it's hard, and I think I'm losing. And she's gonna send the same thing, but to her dad.
Okay.
With dad at the front, not mum.
Okay. Which one do you send first?
Sarah.
Okay. Sending and saying this slightly outside from the dome. You wait for a reply. Not expecting much.
No, I didn't expect a reply at all.
Before you hear a almost deafening static, and then it cuts out.
What was that?
Is Cat in the dome at the moment?
No, she's
No, it's just
outside,
outside.
and in this instance, you'd be fast
just
asleep. I'm
outside.
afraid. So your
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
your mental connection. I can't remember what it's called.
Yes, the telepathic intrusion.
Yes, that's the one. Telepathic intrusion wouldn't function at this
Yes.
time.
Okay, no
And
problem.
she'll do the same for her dad.
Okay. You get the same static back.
She'll look down at her like, give them back. I hate you so much.
Aww.
Good.
Just gonna ball out some bandages and shove in his mouth. Leave it alone. And she'll go back in the bubble and wait out the rest of the watch.
Okay.
Just sitting there on her own, quietly.
Okay. Your watch ends. Damian's begins. Damian rolls his perception, keeping an eye out during the night as you pass it on to him. He otherwise kind of sits up where you otherwise go to sleep. He stands, wanders out of the dome for a moment, kind of looking around the area. Just kind of takes in the surroundings for a moment, kind of looks up at the aurora. He sits down cross-legged for a moment, kind of holding the mace in his hand, thinking about the day gone by. Or he stands and re-enters the dome once again, and just as day begins to break, although you wouldn't be able to tell, for there is very little change between night and day, with the aurora in such strong display. As you wake from your rests, recovering a point of exhaustion for those of you who have 1 point of exhaustion, and regaining all of your relevant features as you recover everything from a long rest.
Woo.
Cool.
Woo, that's what we like to see. Chris, what does 2 levels of exhaustion mean?
Half speed and disadvantage on ability checks, I believe.
Right, awesome.
Let me double check. Yep, your speed is halved. So as a party, this means that your travel speed will be halved as well.
No problem.
Shall we keep moving, or shall we rest up? Well, we know it's reasonably safe here.
Ooh.
If we end up in another conflict, I'm concerned that half of us aren't fit enough to deal with fighting.
That's definitely true.
But it depends how
the other
quickly
hand,
Vinny
we're
wants to get to his objective.
I respect your decisions either way. I'm concerned that we're going to push ourselves too hard, and should we get to the objective, we're going to be very tired or put ourselves at risk. Keep moving.
Well, we'll be travelling at half pace, isn't it?
Today, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Any
it's
progress is good progress.
or
reduces the odds that we run into anything
Mm,
if we're not going as fast. Gonna have to assume that that thing was the toughest thing in the local area.
quite possibly.
I hope so.
Seems pretty well dug in.
Oh, we keep an eye out, and we do not separate.
I agree.
Any sign of danger, we go the opposite way. Mortar, no shooting it.
Mortar chuckles and nods. Alright.
Okay.
Alright, should we keep going then?
Okay.
Right, keep an eye out. Everyone be careful.
Okay. Continuing on, now able to see the road from which was previously hidden by the hallucinatory terrain surrounding the Noctark's lair, you begin to travel at a safe pace, the aurora in full swing, the double full moon above at their crescendo, not aligning per se, but still very present. One, a very bright but still almost ominously lingering in the sky, a dark green moon, smaller and further away from what you understand, and a larger, brighter white moon that is closer, what you're more used to seeing during the night. You begin to travel, moving along the roadways. I believe it was someone's turn to roll the 2d12.
Romulus did it last time, didn't he?
I think it was Damian who did it last
I
time.
think it was, yes, I think it was Damian who did it last time. It's
I think it was
Kirv's turn
Romulus,
now.
then it was Damian, I believe. Yeah, I think it's Kirv's turn.
Okay.
So 2d12.
So
please.
2d12s.
Yep.
Mhm.
Come on. Only big rolls in this house.
Average rolls would be real good.
17.
Uh,
Okay. I only have to do one of these. Go ahead and roll me... Okay, go ahead and roll me 2d12, please.
Again,
Yes, please. If you get any
did you
double...
not write my first numbers?
Oh, no, I did. It's just these are going to be for a different thing. And if you get doubles, which you didn't...
Consistent,
wow.
nearly.
Okay.
Yeah, that was really close.
Okay, no. You otherwise travel along the road for some time. It's a decent pace. It's not going to be impeding at all. It's not going to be travelling at a fast pace. You are exhausted. Starlight is as well. And with you as a party all feeling generally quite hung over by the effect, you otherwise are travelling cautiously and carefully, slowly, in this moment. Although Romulus has spent some time preparing breakfast and provided a nutritious meal, you still feel very worn out by it all. With that in mind, are there any checks anyone would be performing during this day? Or anything that they wish to do while on the road?
Cat's gonna be keeping an eye out for things, but she's very distracted.
Okay.
And
So-
she's also
Mortar
standing
will-
quite far back.
Okay, so that'd be a perception check with disadvantage, please.
Mortar will try survival, just to keep an eye on where we're going and stuff like that.
Okay. Do you have any points of exhaustion?
Which I do, so that would be with disadvantage.
Yes, please.
No worries. Oh, you hate to see it, but that's still pretty good.
Mm.
With my bonus. Survival.
Cat got
Oh, that's
1 and Jeff got 16.
Dirty 20 for Mortar's survival.
Okay. So with your survival, Mortar, you don't feel like you're going to otherwise veer off in any particular direction over the course of today. You're following a road, it's fairly simple, but you're keeping an eye on the surroundings. It seems all natural, keeping an eye out for illusions now, very aware that there are creatures that use them in this natural terrain. You otherwise travel and lead the group as best you can, taking the lead where Romulus is otherwise exhausted and kind of staggering a little bit. Cat, otherwise looking around, you are very distracted, as you say. You otherwise kind of are distracted in this moment. Who would be at the back of the pack, do you think?
Cat is trailing quite behind. She doesn't want to be close to people.
Okay, so you're at the back.
She's scared of herself.
Lost to Simon.
Okay, so Kirv's close to Vinny.
No, sorry, I think we've
No,
lost.
we've lost to
Simon.
Simon.
Oh,
Yeah,
we've lost to
him,
Simon.
yeah.
Oh. Inconvenient. Is he still on tabletop? No.
No, it doesn't look like it.
Hopefully he'll be back soon. Okay. Technology. There we go. He is back.
Ah, there he is. Ah. You won't believe what happened while you were gone.
There was a dragon.
And
Ancient.
There was
Mortar
brilliant
shot at
dragon,
it.
dude.
Yeah.
Mortar
The
shot
white
at
one.
it.
It didn't have a head.
Guess what? It did. Guess what? It
Oh,
did nothing. Can you believe it? And it's taking our memories as we speak.
Yeah, the party's getting better. They've already run through one round of initiative.
It's dead.
So are you here, Simon, or is there still technical
He's
issues?
speechless.
It's like, I don't want to come back to this.
Oh gosh.
He's got up and walked
Like,
away.
Who was I standing next to?
I don't know.
Was that what we were
I
organising?
was just asking
what we're
who was at
organising.
who was really at the back of the pack, but yeah. But
I
with Cat
assume
keeping an eye
Romulus
out.
is going to be next to Cat.
I'll say Romulus, as he kind of gets closer to Cat, you get a general sense, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Cat, is rebuffed a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
As Cat doesn't necessarily snap at him, but very much gives him the teenage glare of, I don't want to talk to you at the moment.
Oh no.
She kind of portrays it as the party needs you to help. Just
Oh,
go and help.
Okay.
it looks good kill.
Very true. Okay. And Vinny, were you here?
Yes, sorry.
Oh,
Oh dear!
Dude, you good?
Bad cold.
should we be welcoming our new AI overlords, or
I punched the toaster one time.
Hopefully not.
oh my word, this is
Oh, dude.
that's a cool voice change you got there, and it's probably not what you want right now.
You sound like a million miles underwater.
Sure, my Discord in particular is very strange.
You know what he sounds like? He sounds like a Cyberman.
Yeah,
Yes!
I love it.
Amazing.
Absolutely. I'm loving this new angle you're going for with Vinny, man.
I'm here for it.
Okay, hold
Out
on.
of nowhere. Out of nowhere.
Let me reselect the region, and hopefully it sorts itself out. Reconnecting. No.
I have
route.
changed regions.
There we go. It has changed regions.
Yeah.
Simon?
Oh,
It
we can
fixed
hear
Simon!
it. It's returned.
That is way better.
It fixed
We missed you.
Simon!
Oh,
They replaced you with some computer. It was horrible.
Yeah.
I have my
Yeah,
understudy
the robot
filling in for me.
Ah, I see. I do believe that Simon, of anyone here, would probably have understudy.
sure.
Yeah. I do recommend going back and watching the this on the VOD so you can see where it is. It's just before 57 minutes in, just so you can see what you sound like.
Okay.
Or what you sounded like, I should say. So, yes. So was there anything that you wanted to do while on the walk? Cat was at the back and otherwise rebuffed Romulus, sending him back to near the front. Mortar is currently leading the charge. Jeff is keeping an eye out. I believe Jeff has a fly speed.
I'm yet to get used to Jeffrey. Jeff the Third. 50 foot
Long
slide.
may he reign.
50 foot fly speed.
Okay, so yeah, Jeff is keeping an eye out from the sky.
I'm looking fabulous doing it, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I'll keep an eye on Romulus.
Okay. Anything you wanted to do in particular, Vinny?
As I think Simon's watching the video.
Oh, it won't be up now, just because we're still live.
Oh no, he's
No, he's off.
He's disconnected again.
Yeah, you ran away.
He's going back to his computer overlords.
Ah, makes sense.
It's like, oh, I think
He's
they're on to
really-
me.
They've called for a
These
meeting at the
primitive
Wi-Fi
species
router.
are good.
Ah, like they're on to me. Quick, give me a new
Send
persona.
Arnold. Quickly, send Arnold.
Okay. For now, we'll continue on and we'll backtrack if Vinny wants to do anything in particular.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you continue on for the majority of the day, traveling at a decent but still slow pace. You continue trudging on slowly but surely. As it begins to get to what you believe to be night, the area around is very, very bright at this current time. You do not see any area for campsites like before, and the road itself seems to lead straight on. With the survival roll that you got, as you otherwise kind of look for an area where it could be good to set up camp potentially, unless you wanted to keep going for a little bit longer, you can see that there is a small hill nearby with kind of one side of it seems to be a bit more wind blasted than the other, and thus grass hasn't grown on it as much. So you could quite happily find a easy place to kind of pack some dirt and set up a tiny hut and sleep there quite happily. Alternatively, you could keep moving and see on.
Is it quite out in the open?
A lot of this area is, unfortunately. There are very few
Oh, okay,
trees.
so-
There are occasional,
Yeah.
lone trees. There are a few woodlands in the area. Most of it, however, is rolling hills for the most part.
Alright. Yeah, I guess Mortar will point it out to the rest of the party and basically say, I think over there will be our best bet to set up camp. If Vinny wants to set up his tiny hut again, I think that might be our best option at this point.
Yeah, I think it's
should be
for the
back
best.
again.
Yeah.
Welcome back, my man.
And it's not roboting this
Nope.
time. Okay.
Nope.
Nope.
Not this time.
Right. If that happens a third time, I'll look into it. But
Okay.
Okay.
hopefully we should be fine.
It's all good, bro.
Yes. The only thing I was going to ask while we were traveling is, was the path soft enough for tracks to possibly be left? And if so, I was going to try and see if there were any.
Yes,
Oh,
there
very
were.
smart.
It is soft enough for tracks. It's
Okay.
not rained recently with the aurora and the moons coming in. The ground isn't as sodden as it otherwise could be. I'll say no need for a survival check, with Mortar making the check as well. There are light tracks, although they seem to be more of... I'd say more of that of pack animals and wheels. Suggesting either a cart came through here within the past few days, and possibly with some people too, but otherwise nothing that particularly stands out as out of the ordinary for this kind of road.
Okay. Would there be any way to try and get an estimate of how many of them might have been?
Yeah, that will be viable. I'll say this will be a survival check. I'll roll on your behalf here. Are you
Have to
exhausted?
roll it for me. It is unfortunately with disadvantage.
Okay, that is a natural 20 and a natural 18, so that is an 18 plus.
+2, so dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You look at the
I'm off
tracks.
again. I'm off my game today.
Oh.
Well, you're off your game. Apparently, the curse still exists. Give me disadvantage, and I roll well. So,
Yeah.
So in this instance, as you otherwise are kind of getting a general estimate, as you are moving as your group, you are noting that, yeah, there's a set of wheels. The wheels are not necessarily deep, as this is not necessarily like super sodden, but enough to leave like a thin, kind of a thin track through the ground. There are hoof prints, but they look more like that of oxen or cattle. You can see that there are two sets, and given how wide the cart or caravan or wagon, whatever it may have been, it's quite a large vehicle. Either it's pulling a lot of people, pulling a lot of cargo, you're not sure. You do note, however, that there are what look to be two sets of tracks on either side of the cart, suggesting that it is guarded. At the very least, you can say for certain there are 5 people. Given the size of the cart, if it were to be fully manned with, say, soldiers, given that it doesn't look like it's a convoy, it's just a single wagon, suggests to you that it could be about maybe 12 to 15 people at most. One thing that you do know, however, with the Dirty 20 result, is that there are times when you note that another set of tracks cross the path in front, and you're not entirely sure if those set of tracks are similar aged, or whether they happened at a later date. Or maybe they were there when the other group came through, you're not certain. But the other set of tracks seem to also be some of them seem to be more of an kind of cattle or oxen like set of hoof prints. No human or humanoid ones accompanying them, just on their own, possibly wild cattle or wild oxen, perhaps. Wouldn't be uncommon in this particular area, as it isn't really tamed for farming or agriculture. But you also note that there are ones of what looks to be more canine prints. And by canine, I don't mean small canine. I mean big, wolven or dire wolven size.
Okay. Well, that would be a problem. I mean, even not on top form, we can handle wolves, right?
Wolves?
Just taking a look at the tracks, it doesn't look like there's anything. If we were to encounter danger, it doesn't look like there's anything we couldn't handle.
No, doesn't
Well,
look like
if
it.
you're sure.
I
We'll
will
stick together.
say, notably, wolves is an overstatement. It would be wolf from the tracks,
Ah, okay.
Oh, okay.
which is more peculiar, but less threatening.
I mean, if it's a lone wolf, they probably have better luck with the other wild animals than messing with armed travelers.
Okay. But Mortar's just pointed out a possible spot that could work for you to set up your Learman's tiny hut. It is getting to what you believe to be night, but you could keep going and potentially find another spot or something else, or you could stop here. You do see that there are a few smatterings of trees here and there around the area, but they aren't necessarily they're not close enough at this current time that you could easily walk there before it gets to what you believe would be the actual time for night. But you could walk there and set up camp, or you could set up camp here. It's up to you.
I'd say let's be cautious while we're still recovering.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Managed to make decent progress today. If we can do the same tomorrow, then we should be back on track.
Okay. That makes sense.
Much as I want to get there quickly, I don't think we're in that much of a hurry.
No.
Okay. So, does that mean that you're setting up at the current spot for that?
Yes, I believe
Yeah.
so.
That's what
Yeah,
I was
sounds like a
thinking,
plan. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So, heading up the kind of the small hillside of this kind of like wind-blasted section, you see that there's not necessarily a plateau ready and waiting for you to set up camp, but there is somewhere that's easy enough for you, for Cat using mold earth, or Vinny using his mold earth shovel, or Terrador just running around, could quite easily pack it so that it would be a flat enough surface for you to all sleep on within the Lehman's tiny hut. Not really taking too much work to otherwise set this up. I presume you, again, ritual cast Lehman's tiny hut?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I will.
Go ahead and roll me wild magic, please.
Today's the day.
Yeah, we also forgot the
100
two...
down
Oh,
here.
sorry, you need to roll the d20, sorry, not the full, just d20.
Oh,
sorry.
yeah.
It's, on a 1, it will trigger.
Okay.
Yeah, and Kat, we did forget your 2 for the sending the previous day, if you want to roll them in case something interesting happens, like you explode. Also, as a reminder to everybody, over the course of this day, Kat's hair grows back.
Oh, cool. Oh yeah, I forgot she was bald.
Yeah, she was
Right,
bald
yeah.
last session, and she has begun to grow back
Oh
over
god,
the...
yeah.
It's grown back over the course of the day. So what has been grumpy teen Cat with a very short buzz cut has now begun to go back to the long hair that she's used to, unless she begins cutting it while you're walking. That I'll leave up to
Oh,
you, Cat.
No, I'm not cutting hair.
She's not
But
there yet. She's not at
No.
that stage yet.
You
so,
sure?
8 and 11, 8 and 17 don't thingy. I've got a roll for mage armor first thing in the morning.
Oh yeah, that's true. Go ahead. DC for this is 2 and higher, because it's the first
No,
level spell.
that's fine.
Okay.
And I don't need to roll for cantrips, so we're good.
Yep. Okay. Okey-dokey.
Would it be possible to have a break soon? I need to make a cup of tea.
Yeah, that's fine. Do we want to do that now before we begin the long rest?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good time.
Okay.
Fine by me, yeah.
Yeah, so as Vinny otherwise begins to set up the Lehman's tiny hut around all of you, again, kind of blending in with the prismatic array above your heads, the aurora in full effect as the moons reach their fullness, casting a great light across the ground around you. Damian sets up and pitches his horse, while Terrador begins to sink into the ground around, and the rest of you begin to prepare for a night to go to rest. Okay, and we will have a quick break there. So I'll be back in about 5-ish minutes.
Yep.
Yeah, B.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm back.
I return. Nice. Tweet.
I am back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Can I kill Damian yet?
No. Have we got everybody back? Is Rebecca and Simon back? No. Okay. I'm
I
gonna.
think that when Damian leaves, who's going to be my next target, you know? Unless I can shoot Damian from the other side of the world. I learned teleport just to teleport fireballs.
I was going to say you're going to have to. No, you want gate for that. Then you
Gate,
get a whole
okay.
minute of fireballs.
Ah, just
Oh,
Damian
yeah.
minding his own business one day. Just the gate opens above.
Hold on. I need to double check an interaction real quick. Fireball. No. Let's try this. Oh, it's concentration. Boo. Okay.
What's that? What, delayed fireball?
Delayed cast fireball. I was going to see if you
Yeah.
could stack up 9 of them, cast gate, and just blow someone up.
Oh my days. No, it's concentration, then when you drop the concentration, it goes off.
But it does an additional... Yeah, the damage increases by a d6 for every turn. So if you were to wait 9 turns and then cast gate, drop someone into it, and then detonate it...
I mean, that's awesome.
That
Don't you remember Trask casting it and blowing an entire corridor up?
I do. So, yeah, if you waited 9 turns, that would be 21d6 damage.
Yeah.
As an opener to casting gate. Because it would end the concentration as gate was cast. Which would be an interesting interaction. Actually, no, that would just end it. You'd need somebody else to cast a late cast fireball. So it'd be a 2-person combo, but still. Welcome back.
I also got a chocolate spread sandwich.
Oh, nice.
I have an apple. Because I decided I was going to be healthy. And also there is a lack of non-snacky stuff downstairs.
Outrageous.
Because it's all been eaten.
Okay.
Just waiting for Simon now.
Hi, everyone. Those computer overlords. Son, please survive.
Okay.
For we miss thou.
I know roughly where you are currently, which is good. You should be...
Very exciting.
You were there. Yeah. Okay. So I know exactly where you are. So, for reference, there are what look to be slightly more climbing hills to the north. To the south, you can see after a downward slope, you begin to hit more of what looks to be a tundra pine forest, of which you can see that quite a lot of it is of the kind of the dark evergreen coloration. And then to the west of you, with or west-ish direction that you are following, there is just more road.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I completely zoned out there for a minute.
It's
What's
just-
going on?
It's just
Oh,
roughly
we-
where we are.
Just
Are
roughly
we
what you...
back in it?
Okay.
Oh no, we're waiting for
Okay.
Simon to get back still.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Oh, okay, sorry. I thought we had started. I was like, what? What?
No.
But that's
I was
it.
like, that's it.
New
I
fireball
was
target
just
candidate,
describing the
right.
area. I was just describing the area around while
I see.
while
Okay.
while waiting for Simon, and I've got the map open.
Oh, nice. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's actually really helpful. So, where are we at the minute?
So, you don't have a physical map of this area because you're basically down.
Oh, okay.
You've gone down this road and you're down this path somewhere. But there are the map.
Right, yeah.
There are what look to be more sloping hills to the north, which you presume are these ones. South of you, there is what looks to be more of a kind of a forested area, And to the west of you, the road just continues on.
So we're looking to go here, right?
Yeah. So this map here is effectively above this one.
Okay, yeah.
Because it
yeah,
overlaps.
okay,
It's just the positioning of it is just the way around we put them at the time.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But the party has
I was
travelled
about to say, I
basically.
was like, we're really close by.
No, so it's
It's the other way around.
yeah, it's the other way around for these. So
Gotcha. Okay.
that's right. It doesn't have a snap to the thing correctly. That's all right.
It's all good. We can figure it out from there.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you ended off leaving this map around from where you believe to be around here. The Noctark fight was around here, and you are about here
Okay.
nowish.
Okay. So I'm seeing a road here.
That's
Is
what you're
there a
traveling
road
on.
that's visible to us where we are?
Yeah, that's what you're
Oh,
traveling
okay.
on.
So
yeah.
if we keep following this road, we should be able to get to where we need to be.
Yeah. Notably, the Ice King's domain is just pointing in this direction. So this whole area down here is the
right.
Ice King's domain. It's just you don't have a map for it.
I see. Okay. Right. So we've just more or less entered.
Yeah. You know that
right?
you've got to head somewhere off in this direction somewhere. You don't know
I
exactly
see.
where,
Okay.
but you're heading off that direction. And for reference, the place where you have worked out of for a number of years is around here-ish.
Okay. Good to know.
Okay.
Could you remind me of the name of that? It's
Dry Deep.
Friday.
And actually, it'll be further out in
Right.
retrospect. It'll be more like there, but still.
That's right, because it's in a swampy area, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, at the end of this lake, you then get to the area.
I see. Okay.
And then from there, your home would be the equivalent of about out here-ish.
Hold on.
If you can
Okay.
see where my where I'm drawing the line to. So if Dry Deep is about here,
Yeah.
your home is about out
Oh, boy.
here. Yeah.
It's a little way away.
Yeah, so you've come a long way. Whereas, for example,
Indeed.
Cat and Romulus would have come from about this far out.
Oh, okay. So, okay, fair enough. That's still
Yeah,
pretty
from
big, right?
Zaka's that's about that far out. Kirv, I can't measure how far she's come from.
Oh, fair.
Go round the back of the table.
Yeah, and Damian's home is just above. It's just on the lip of where it shows on this upper map.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
Damian's the closest.
Gotcha. Awesome.
Cat and Romulus are from a similar-ish area as Vinny, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't think they're right up on the coast, or maybe they are.
Cat wasn't as far. Cat's closer than you, Vinny, but is about equidistant between where you come from and where Damian comes from. And then Romulus is effectively he's an extra point on that same kind of line, if you will, across, but is further out to the right of where Cat's from. So, in reference, if Cat comes from, let's say, somewhere up here, and you're somewhere further up here, Romulus is around here-ish. So it's...
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. And now that you're back, I will finish eating my apple and then we shall begin.
Sorry, that took a little while.
No, it's fine.
It's all
I'm
good,
scarfing down an apple, so you're fine.
We like to eat apples with Chris. We like to eat apples.
Apples with
Can't
Chris.
all in it.
That takes me back.
An apple a day keeps the doctor away. And that's how I stopped Dan from getting into my house. Okay.
I use the door.
I am flattered that you think I'm a doctor. My
Well-
job is pretty much me wiping bums for a living.
Woo!
Everyone's got to start somewhere. That's why they call
Hey,
it work
man, start-
experience.
I mean, it's literally starting at the bottom.
Oh,
Wonderful.
Butt jokes.
You don't want to see me working my way up. Oh no.
Oh, no.
Oh.
The corporate ladder is messy, y'all.
Apparently. So,
No, you can go to bed.
it's a slippery slope. So, so,
Oh.
what are you groaning for? So,
Oh my word.
you otherwise set yourselves up with the with your Lehman's tiny hut in place. Who's going to take first watch?
Cat will be.
Cat will.
She's before we while we were eating or what have you. Cat was working on her spell, and she's aggressively working on her spell.
Okay.
So taking the first watch, but very much not watching too much, more listening, sort of that. But Jeff has got the watch.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a perception for Jeff, please, and disadvantage for you as you are distracted.
Yeah, fine. So this is Cat.
Mm-hmm.
Advantage -1. Good.
2.
So it'd be 2.
Beautiful.
And Jeff. Well, you know, he's got 15, so I'll take. Yeah.
Okay. Jeff gets 15. And Kirv, could you roll for Eugene and Filch, please?
Yeah.
And was there anybody else who was able to take a watch today? Now, if they're low on exhaustion, or is everybody still on 2?
No, I'm still on 2 levels.
I'm good to take a watch.
Okay.
One after this.
Okay.
Was it plus
3 for Eugene and Filch, yeah.
a 10 and a 8?
Nope.
Oh, no, it was a 20.
Yeah, it was cocked, so it needed to be picked up and dropped again.
I'm gonna say Eugene got the 20 because
Funny.
you know, his brain cells they collided, they made a little boom, and
And he saw stuff.
yeah, and he saw stuff or a lack of stuff.
The world just suddenly lit for him. It's
Yeah.
literally there had to be the eclipse and a aurora
Yeah.
to cause him to have a moment of clarity. This is it. He is out then.
Oh my
This
word.
is his awakening.
Uh-huh.
Chris-
This is his arc right here.
Okay.
Chris, tell me, did he see anything?
We'll get to that in a mo.
A tasty looking worm.
So,
Did he find the goose? Tell me he found the
he
goose.
didn't find the goose.
Did he
But
Ah!
I would like
Oh, this is bullshit.
the next person in the order to roll me 2d12, please. So I believe Kirv, you rolled it last time, and Vinny should be your go this time.
Vinny has. Yeah.
All right then.
Yeah.
Yes.
8. Okay. Okay. So, as you take first watch, Cat, you're otherwise distracted, working on a spell inside the dome, just kind of scribbling as you go along. Vinny, did we do the roll for your wild magic for Damian's tiny hut today?
I think. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
we did because the one for yesterday was ritual, so it didn't need.
Oh yeah, that's right. So you, yeah. We did that before the break. So, as Cat, you're working on your spell, kind of just sat there, scribbling down, working out details and such. You otherwise don't notice anything in particular that kind of catches your attention, and Jeff doesn't seem to notice anything or otherwise bring anything to your attention.
Cool. How many hours did I manage to bamf in today?
This would probably be 2 hours into it now.
2 hours. Cool.
But you otherwise kind of do
7
this,
hours?
and there's a moment when you're otherwise kind of sat there, and then you feel almost this strange sensation. Eugene and Filch catch this, as does Jeff, but Jeff's master is currently compromised. As Kirv, you are awoken to Eugene's voice in your mind. Boss, Kirv's going for... Cat's going for a walk.
Okay. Curve shoots up. Can Curve talk back to the to Eugene through the mind?
Yeah.
Okay. She's going for a walk. How long has she been walking for?
Not long.
Oh, he's pubescent too.
He's always been pubescent.
Poor boy.
Perpetual state of pubescence.
Yep, as Kirv will be, or not Cat. Cat will be too.
As Kirv will be. Kirv got young.
Does Kirv will be?
Yay!
Oh no!
We're all angry.
So,
Was there anyone else after me who would be going on watch?
you were taking second watch, weren't you? Because Damian has to take third.
But if I'm gonna get up and run after Cat, I don't want to leave everyone exposed.
As it currently stands, Damian's the only one who would be taking the final watch.
Could I quickly wake Damian, explain what's happening, and ask him to take second while I go get Cat?
He otherwise nods and kind of blinks himself awake in that moment, before kind of stretching and standing up as you rush out. Make me a perception check.
Oh, I'm not gonna be able to fucking find her now, am I?
Run away.
Oh, that's not bad. That is an 18 plus 20. Dirty 20.
Only big
20.
numbers in this house.
You otherwise take a step out of the dome, and then you can see Eugene otherwise flying above at the top of the hill. You otherwise rush up to the top of the hill, kind of your armor just kind of quickly pulled on, your scythe at your side as you otherwise kind of step up to the top of the hill, and you can see that Cat has knelt down on the other side of the hill, and you can see that she's holding the book in her hand and has just finished writing something. As you can see that the sending spell seems to be cast.
Cool, I'm sending sendings and don't even know. Let's go.
You are sending sendings.
God, who
I shout out to her, Cat, what are you doing?
Cat, you are shaken awake in this moment as you otherwise kind of shake yourself out of what was almost like a daze to you. And in that moment you begin to hear voices within your mind. As you look down at the sending, you see something that has been sent, but the manner in which it has been sent is in a dark ink written on a black page.
Oh, you God.
My loyal servant, I call upon you. My lord, does this mean you have returned? I've waited patiently for you to... No, I haven't been freed yet, but your zeal is required now. Prepare my armies. I have broken all but one remaining chain. Hunt the creature called Ellie Fleethoof. Roll me a perception check, please. You begin to feel almost this uneasiness around you as whispers begin to take hold.
Did she hear that?
No. This is all happening in your head.
Oh boy. It's all in your head, yeah?
Cat is taking the perception check.
Yep.
Cool, that's 6.
Okay. There is something that got said between, almost like bundled up in the whispers. Something that got whispered between these two communicating, which you do not catch.
So I didn't catch what you just said then.
No, this last little bit. There's a bit.
Oh,
There's a bit which I'm not going to say, which you didn't catch.
Okay.
As you
Okay.
wish, my lord. I will free you. This ending ends. And in that moment, you hear Kirv, otherwise calling to you as Kirv. I assume you've run up and you can see the cat sat there, the book open in hand, and ink is fading on a black page.
Just a complete gaunt, terrified look about Cat at the moment.
Cat, what's wrong?
They're coming. They're hunting me.
Who?
This creature has minions. And I think they're coming for me.
Sorry, not to break character, but my immediate thought was like Despicable Me minions. Just
Yeah, for sure.
Little guys in little overalls. They're coming! Help! They look adorable and I can't kill them!
They invented denim!
They're like in a stormtrooper, like, you know, they're like in a stormtrooper formation and everything. It's just Empire music just storming down the pathways.
But it's like Spaceballs and all the helmets are way too big for
Yeah,
them.
absolutely.
Oh, amazing. Yes. Yes.
And they're all just going, under their breath.
Bad boy?
Bye bye.
Bad boy.
Boy.
oh, sorry. There are minions coming after.
How do you know?
Because I heard the conversation. This is talking to someone else. A loyal servant.
Psychically?
Who's sending? Think? But it took part in my head. I could hear it. Well, most of it.
Well, the good news is we have a warning. Let's get back to camp.
I don't know if I want to go back to camp.
Why?
If I'm losing control of this thing, I'm scared you're going to get hurt. All of you.
Oh boy, I'm not good at pep talks. Pat. You know, Romulus is not going to go anywhere without you. And if you run off, that's going to hurt him.
I can't hurt him either. Okay.
Safety in numbers.
Okay. The cat gets up and she walks back, but there's definitely reluctance.
Yeah.
Yep, otherwise flies down and lands on your back and just begins kind of nestling in beneath your hair, kind of attempting to comfort you.
Lean round and give him a scratch between the two wings. Bits of sharp crystal. Yes.
Yay!
Yay! Spiky!
Like rubbing, like otherwise running your hand through fine glass. Okay.
quick question.
Mm-hmm.
If I did a spell real quick, would I get that slot back after the long rest?
Depending on the spell. In most cases, this
Really?
isn't a combat, so it's a matter of... Because it's not necessarily a combat, you would still benefit from the long rest, but depending on how strong the spell would be effectively...
Okay, I'll tell you what I'm planning. I want to, on the walk back, lift Cat's spirits a bit and do the disguise self and be Mortar with the dunce cap again.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'll allow that. Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, you otherwise disguise yourself as that as you wander back to camp.
Cat turns around, just sort of giggles, because no matter how pouty she's being, that's still pretty funny. It's like, it seems accurate.
So we get back safely?
Yeah, you get back safely as you otherwise arrive back at the dome itself. You hear once again in your mind Eugene going, boss, there's something coming towards us. I think it heard you shouting a cat.
Fuck!
Woo!
Can't I just get some sleep, people? So as I pass Damian, I tell Damian, something's come in. It's fucking up to you. I want to go to bed.
What do you want me to do about it?
I don't know. Wake us if it gets too close.
Cat makes like an off joke. Just, well, make sure you don't shoot it.
Wake me up right now. Wake me up, dude. Come on, let me at it.
Wake me up inside.
Wake up.
Okay. Knowing that there's something, I'm gonna tell Jeff be extra vigilant.
Okay. You send Jeff back up. As Jeff
Hopefully you
sees
just being stupid.
sees the creature running towards. It's an odd shape, an odd silhouette. Go ahead and roll me a perception check for Jeff, please.
Come on, Jeff. You're the hero that I need right now. I'm holding out for a hero.
Holding out for a hero.
22. He's done good. Jeff is a very good boy.
Oh.
22. Jeff otherwise flies up in this instance, looking around and getting a general look at the area around and below. Jeff sees exactly what has been pointed out to, exactly what Eugene has pointed out to Kirv, it would seem. You otherwise get the mental image or almost a push in a way from Jeff to look through Jeff's eyes.
I'm gonna quickly look through. If he's honed in where it is, then I will look through his eyes.
Okay. So, looking through Jeff's eyes, seeing the details of this individual, you see what looks to be a massive, completely stark white direwolf, otherwise running in towards your location at quite high speed. And on the back of the individual, you see what looks to be an Orcan individual, otherwise riding on the back, with what looks to be another person sat behind them, what looks to be a silver dragonborn.
I'm gonna be repeating this so the other two can hear. It's coming. It's a big white wolf with Dragonborn and an orc on the back. Or orcan. This could be a problem. Come out of Jeff's eyes and look at the other two. What do we do?
Are we awake or are we still asleep at the minute?
You're still asleep, yeah, unless the party chooses to
Okay,
wake you.
cool.
This is happening in basically hushed tones.
Great, okay.
Did I go to sleep?
No,
That's up
no,
to
you're
you.
talking to.
If you want
So
to.
it's you two who are awake at the minute.
Yeah, it's you two and Damian, effectively. If you want to go to sleep and you want to try and rest, you can, but that's up to you.
Can I let Cat decide on that one? Like, did you stop me before I go to bed?
Well, you mentioned the thing, and Kat looked through, and then looked through Jeff's eyes. So it's going to have been a couple of seconds. So Kat wouldn't have told you to stay awake, but
Has just hit the pillow.
hey,
As your head is just hitting the pillow, Damian, otherwise kind of in a new Jimmy sort of way, kicks you in the shin and just goes, you're not getting to sleep until this is dealt with.
if we wake, the
Technically,
others,
this is your watch that you told me to do because you decided to go running off.
If we wake the others, they're going to be tired still. But
Then we need to handle this sensibly, which means I shouldn't be the one to take care of it.
Weapon frenzy!
It's at this point you hear kind of the heavy breathing of the wolf and the what sounds like the running of it as it otherwise reaches and crests the top of the hill nearby to where you are. Probably no more than maybe 30-40 feet away. The wolf otherwise stops and you see that the Orcan individual otherwise kind of steps down, the Draconian otherwise following suit as they otherwise kind of look around.
okay, body language. I'm looking for body language here. Is there any degree of hostility?
They draw their weapons almost in a precautionary manner, almost like hunters in a way. And they otherwise begin looking round as they otherwise look over and they see the strange sphere that would be the Leomund's tiny hut. And there's kind of a hushed words between them before...
Can I see their mouths?
Yeah.
Cool, because I can lip read.
Okay.
Yeah, let's observe it. Let's go.
Okay. So at this moment, you would otherwise hear or watch them say, "Looks like it's just a group of adventurers. Should we leave them be? Probably for the best. Don't want them getting involved in our stuff, and nor we in theirs. Let them sleep." And you watch as the two of them get back on the direwolf and ride off northward.
Okay. We're okay. They're looking for something. They've realised we're here, but they don't seem to want to fight us.
Thank fuck.
Kirv's probably not even up. She's probably just laying there with her eyes. Look at her.
Wait,
Yeah, night.
Damian otherwise
Everything she does
continues
feels
kicking
awful
you
from
in
her
the
head
shin.
face down on the pillow.
Yeah, Damian continues kicking you in the shins. "This is your watch. Get up." And he lies back down.
I've had to be too emotionally intelligent today.
He kicks you in the shins while lying down, hoping that you'll get up.
Okay. She gets up. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a perception check. And Cat, you go to sleep, I assume.
Cat gets to sleep, but particularly close to Romulus. And she
Okay.
cuddles up next to him.
Okay. That's not supposed to change. There we go.
I was a little bit peeved and she got a 7.
Okay, yeah. You're a bit... You're peeved and bleary-eyed, and you're now like, "Oh, Eugene's got this," and you begin to nod off. Damian wakes not shortly afterwards, annoyed that you're asleep before his watch. And he's going to roll his perception. To which he got... Oh, he has advantage on these. I completely forgot, because he's got the Sentinel shield. Hey, much better. That is
nice.
a dirty 20. So as he otherwise looks out across the horizons, he otherwise, I will say, talks to Jeff and the others, and just to Jeff, Eugene, and Filch, just to let them know what he's seeing. What looks to be a large group of about 30 to 40 individuals traveling around your party, heading southward, up to the east of you currently. They've come from the north and they're heading southward. What looks to be a large group of what looks to be one large wagon, several individuals on the back of direwolves, and what looks to be a number of people now walking alongside what looks to be this large cart. Very much reminiscent with what Vinny saw the day before.
God, busy night tonight, guys.
Sorry, who are you talking to?
That's what Damian saw.
Yeah, that'll be what Damian saw. So that's just above board.
And
Oh,
then
I
our
see.
familiars, I guess.
Yeah,
Just
Yeah.
cat talking in her sleep.
yeah. I was gonna say,
Much like Romulus. So,
Yeah.
you've inherited his trait as a result of aging up.
Look,
So-
you know,
He's
you
re-
know.
Wait,
been
so
around
she
him too
developed? She develops like talking in her sleep through osmosis.
Yeah.
That and the fact that she
Wow.
gained 3 years has probably messed up something in her brain, so it's fine.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Probably, yes.
So, her brain probably
That'd
thinks
be
that that's
weird
how it's
printing
supposed to
that.
be. So,
Hmm.
with the long rest otherwise passing, recovering everything that you used the previous day, you recover 1 more point of exhaustion as a group, and you otherwise wake the next day feeling a bit more refreshed, less sluggish, but still a bit kind of hazy, not able to fully comprehend your environment and surroundings. So, do you keep moving in the day? Is there anything you would like to do during the day?
Just a quick checkup. Is everyone? No one has exhaustion points
I
anymore.
think people have got 1.
I still have 1, but this is my last one. I think it's the same for Vinny as
Yeah,
well.
and Romulus
And
as well.
Romulus. And
We
Pterodor.
can move at full speed now.
Yeah, you can move at full speed now.
That's
That's the
good.
main thing.
Anything happen over the night?
The dire wolf that you'd mentioned, or the big wolf, 2 guys on that. They're looking for something, but not us. They realised we were there, but showed no signs of hostility.
Yeah, and Damian
it's a nice surprise.
mentions, and the cart that you mentioned the day before or earlier in the day, I saw it along with what looked to be a troop of maybe 30 to 40 individuals travelling southward. Yeah. They were with the individuals who we saw previously on the direwolf.
Oh.
Oh, so they'd have been like, scouts then.
A scouting
I think
party.
so, yeah.
Seem to be a little bit more well prepared than we are.
I mean, they didn't straight up attack, so that's something.
It's nice.
Cat.
Right, Mortar, first chance we get, we need to get a big wolf.
Cat.
Mm.
You want it dead or alive?
You need to tell them, Cat.
Okay.
Tell them what Damian says. Loud enough for everyone to hear.
Some point last night, I kind of intercepted a conversation between the creature and a loyal subordinate of it. They're hunting me. I'm now a target. That's exciting, isn't it? Yay!
This means we have to be extra vigilant.
Mortar just sighs and stands and says, "Let's add one more thing to the list then."
It's not like I chose this.
I never said you did.
Right, do we know what we're expecting?
No idea. I don't even know what this creature is.
Do you
Or-
remember the message that was... Do you remember anything about the message that was sent? Or was this gun?
Just a loyal subordinate. He's broken all but one chain. Or my creature has broken all but one chain, and his freedom will be imminent, but he needs to send someone to hunt me, probably kill me, free it, and apparently he has an army. That's exciting.
army, huh?
Hmm.
But this creature was like imprisoned in a temple for
Yeah, how did he manage to get
some variant on
subordinates?
eternity. Well, I assume he had them beforehand. They
before.
would be old, though.
They would be
Very.
very old.
Very, very old. But they've been waiting. So it's not just a couple of guys hanging around. There's something.
Mortar has a very bad feeling and is going to basically step up to Cat and say, put this. How much of the conversation do you remember last night? Between whatever it was that's in you and whoever was receiving this message.
Most of it. There was a little bit that I couldn't pick up on. There was a lot of voices talking all at once.
I have a bad feeling, and I need to check something. And Mortar will gingerly extend a hand. And Chris, I'm going to try something that's not necessarily a part of Mortar's character sheet, so feel free to say no.
Okay.
I want to try to find a message and see if I can hear what was said previously. Obviously, this was a kind of like a message that was almost said and then went. So if it's no longer viable to do, that's completely fair. But Mortar wants to check something.
What are you
He
willing
wants
to
to
give
see
up
if he
for this?
recognizes the. What am I willing to give up?
Or what do you wish to spend to try and achieve this? I will
3
determine.
points of exhaustion.
Well,
So actually, it's actually interesting you should mention that. Mortar, he has no reason to believe this, but it is just a niggling sensation in the back of his head. He will expend his use of hold on, blah blah blah. Thought Scour. And
okay.
additionally, if it requires more effort, I'm happy to take on 1 or 2 more levels of exhaustion, depending on what you feel would be appropriate.
So here's how I'm going to do this. Everything that you choose to give up will have a value against an opposing check. The more you spend, the higher bonuses you will receive. You choose what you want to spend. If you want to put 5 levels of exhaustion on yourself so you can no longer move and have Pterodor carry you, so that you can get a massive bonus for this, if you want to spend all of your spell slots, and if you want to spend X amount of health or take X amount of damage, you tell me what you want to have happen, and I will tell you how much of a modifier this will add, because you are going to be rolling against the creature.
Gotcha.
Ooh.
Okay. Mortar is willing to put this sensation to the back of his mind. He is willing to give a lot. He's going to give up both of his 2 spell slots for the day.
Okay.
And I want to make it where he cannot recover these on a short rest
Okay.
for today.
Okay.
As well as all of my packed favors, or whatever they're called.
Okay.
I want to have no access to them for the rest of the day. And I will also take on 2 levels of exhaustion.
Okay. Okay. 4 packed
That's what Mortar's willing to give.
Okay. You are rolling me a charisma check here with a plus 12 on top of this. You are trying to beat the intelligence casting save of the creature, and it will be rolling its own d20
shit.
here. Okay.
Alright.
You are trying to beat a 34.
How strong is this creature?
Oh, fuck me. Okay, I'm ticking off all the bits now.
So, you have your plus 4, you have your proficiency bonus, which is a plus 3, so you have a plus 7.
You know what?
Plus you have the plus
gonna
12 from the resources you've spent.
I'm going to go all in. Mortar will give up 69 of his 70 hit points as well.
Okay. That will get
Just
you...
before you do anything, Cat will turn around. Don't put yourself at risk.
Instead of that, I'm going to propose 6d12 damage. So you could end up losing more health, and it could knock you out, or you could end up rolling... Actually, no.
Make it my... I'm going to give it... I'll tell you what. I'll do you one better, Chris.
Okay.
My hit die, 8 hit die, d12 value.
8d... So... 8d12?
8d12.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so adding a bonus plus 8 to this. So this would be a plus 27 to this.
Oh my god.
Alright, so I still need to beat a 30-something, right?
Mm-hmm. You still need to beat your 34.
Right. So for charisma, what does Mortar have? He has a... hold on. He has a +3 to his charisma.
Oh,
So
a
that's
plus
a
3 to his
30,
charisma.
is that
Okay.
right?
So it will be +3 plus your proficiency, which is 6.
Oh, hold on, sorry. Let me just double check that before I...
Yep, no, that's fine.
Yes, I have a +3 to my charisma.
Okay, +3 to your charisma, then +3 from your proficiency, and then +20 because of everything you've given up. So it's a +26.
26. I've got to beat a 35, was
34.
it? Or a 37 or something? 34.
So you need a 8 or higher.
Come on. I've never wanted anything so bad in my life. I absolutely hate this game and I love it at the same time. Come on.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, that's so nearly a 3.
Alright,
Oh,
let me
my
roll
word.
your damage real quick.
Yep. I have 70 hit points at the minute. But if I may, Chris, could I make it where this is broadcasted to the rest of the party as well? Or is
Yeah.
this specifically for me?
I'll say that this is something that you can then relay to the party with ease. Okay.
Provided I don't fall unconscious.
So for reference, you
Assuming you
take
can't,
62 points of irreducible damage.
Oh.
As in this moment, you strain. You feel a hand reach out and grab the back of yours, almost interlocking in that manner. You feel almost this flayed hand grab yours, and you feel this presence, this push, as energy is drawn up through Black Scorpion, through your spinal column, into your mind. As the rest of you watch as blood begins to drip from Mortar's nose. He coughs in this moment, but then you hear this resonating screech and sound as you hear the message once more to all of you. My loyal servant, I call upon you. My lord, does this mean you have returned? I've waited patiently for you to... No, I haven't been freed yet. But my zeal is... Your zeal is required now. Prepare my armies. I have broken all but one remaining chain. Hunt the creature called Lively Tooth. She travels with one of your ilk. Make your mark known and hunt them. As you say, my lord, I will free you. The message ends.
Okay, Cat didn't hear the ilk thing. She is
Does Mortar
furious at the
recognize
moment.
that voice?
No.
He does not. Okay, cool. Mortar, he, in a way, has a sigh of relief, and that rapidly turns into a coughing of blood as
Yeah.
he collapses to his knees.
Yeah?
Cat. There's a mixture of thing here. She's okay. Right. Okay. Cat is going to heal Spike Rupture Mortar.
Okay.
She's. Yeah. Okay. Oh god. How do I play this one? again, he's put himself at risk. She hates that. So, alright, she's going to Hill Spike Rupture, Mortar. She's going to push him 15 foot backwards onto his ass. And
Okay.
How much do I hit for?
hang on one sec. I've got to do 5d12. I'm just trying to.
And then how much damage do I take for being thrown back?
Oh,
No damage.
there'll be no damage. Wow.
I'm kidding.
That's
kidding.
a good roll. That's
You-
27 healing.
Ooh, yes, please.
Yeah, because it's 55 halved, because it, in this instance. Wait, no, is it only... No, it's halved in general.
It's halved. Yeah, it's halved.
Yeah, so it's 55. Also, go ahead and roll me your wild magic, please.
Oh, wonderful. Eight.
What
Hit
level
them
was
back
this
up
cast
and then
at?
fireball them
This
back up.
is a 4th level with a heal room.
Yeah, that goes off then. Alright, go ahead and roll me wild magic. Vinny, what you say comes true. 29.
Mm-hmm.
4th level with a heal rune makes it 6th level. Modifier of +1 because you're not below half. 29.
No.
Okay. As you cast this, Mortar is healed. And I would like everybody to roll me a d20, please.
Ooh.
And I would
This
like
is
to
fun.
know the 3 lowest.
Me included?
Oh, yes.
Wonderful. Oh, I've got 3, so.
Nat 1, Chris.
Okay.
Excellent.
Damian got a 3.
Oh, you
you
love
got
to
a
see
nat
it.
1.
5.
I got a 3. Vinny's actually safe.
Okay, so
Even
Vin-
though I'm a
So
5.
Vinny, Kirv is safe on a 4. So both, Damian, Cat, and Mortar. As this takes place, you watch as the spike rupture takes hold, otherwise pushing Mortar back, and then Mortar disappears. As does Cat and Damian, as you then watch them reappear in random locations across the hillside. Otherwise, Mortar rolling to a tumble down one of the nearby hills. And you watch as Cat is just kind of standing there, steadying herself, angry, but a good 180 feet away from Mortar.
She's bolting for Mortar.
Mortar's just
Mortar's
rolling
still
down.
tumbling down the hill. Mortar
He's
promptly bumps over a few rocks and like lands flat on his ass, shakes his head, just sees Cat stampeding with red in her eyes, and I'm like, oh fuck me.
Okay.
Also, I will just sit there and wait for Cat to arrive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good
He
cat
has,
gets there.
he has no energy to run. He's got 3 levels of exhaustion again.
Oh, come on!
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, it's
He goes
only
down
one.
and
It's only
his
one
arms
of
are
you
just
with the.
trembling.
It's only one of you with the exhaustion, so it's not going to hamper your movement speed
That's
because
fine. Pterodor
Pterodor
can
can
carry him.
carry. Yeah.
That's fine, that's fine.
After that,
she's good.
Kirv is going to go straight back to bed.
What do you mean you're moving for the day?
We're moving.
I don't care. She's going to lie on the floor.
She's gonna lay down and give up. Because I'm
Oh.
so done. We've only just started moving.
Oh,
But
just
here we
Romulus
go.
deal with everyone.
He doesn't.
So Cat's gonna approach him. For God's sake, what is wrong with you? Why have you got no self-preservation whatsoever? I appreciate the help, but for God's sake, look after yourself.
Yeah, you really seem like you appreciate it.
I do. I am not watching everyone die around me again.
Mortar kind of pats himself. I'm still here, aren't I?
Oh, yeah, you are.
Cat, shut up for a minute.
No,
Listen. No, you will listen to what I have to say.
fine, but then you listen to me.
Okay, that's fair. You're a child. Earth has made it clear to me that you have a burden which is something that is beyond many of our comprehensions. And I feel sorry for you in that respect. Not out of pity, but because you, like me, and probably like most of us, you didn't have a childhood. In fact, You can't have a childhood. Because of that thing inside you, you're having to be an adult, but you're not one. You have the mental age of a 12-year-old in the body of a 15-year-old. Do not presume to lecture me on how to act like an adult. Do so again and we're going to have some serious problems. I will make my choices. If I put myself at risk, that is my decision to make. You do not take on the guilt of what I choose to do. If I choose to do something, it's because I'm committed to it, and I'm committed to you as my friend. So do yourself a favor and let me do what I'm good at. Let me put myself in danger. Let me make risks that other people aren't willing to take, because that's what I do. I fuck up, and I fuck up spectacularly. Do not try to stifle me.
Just
Mortar
said-
kind of calms
Says
down
through
for a
gritted
second.
teeth. It's like, what I'm trying to stifle. I've been on the road for not even a year. I've had to watch my friends be killed right in front of me. My family killed in front of me. All because of a stupid creature of light. They go, oh, come here in this temple. There's a relic you need to collect. Goes, collects it. And the creature that killed everyone is living with me. I have to bear that burden every day. I don't want to see any more of my friends or family die for needless actions. There may have been another way to deal with this, get information. I don't want you to die. I care about you. I care about them. Every day I see this creature, it reminds me of the hatred and the death that follows me no matter where I go. Just look after yourself. We're a team.
Mortar stands shakily, looks down at Cat, and then places his hand at the back of her head and lowers his head down to eye level with her, removes his goggles so she can look him dead in the eyes. The reason why they're your family, Cat, is because they are willing to make those choices for you. You do not dictate how people choose to protect you. I understand you feel responsible. I really understand. Do not dictate how we get to protect you. There are ways that we can all contribute to helping each other, and not all of them are going to be clean. What I just did there, as you probably saw, is of great risk to me. That is how much I am willing to put on the line to make sure that we stay together. He places a hand on her shoulder, still hand on the back of the neck, not allowing her to look away from his eyes. Because at the end of the day, if we are family, we will do whatever it takes to look after each other, whether or not we all agree with the methods. That's our choice to make. And it's yours to make as well.
Cat fully understands. Just looks him dead in the eyes. Like, there are tears. She's got a mix of emotions. She's angry. She's upset. Like, the cracks are flaring. There's tendrils coming out from her arm. She's a mess at the moment. She's like, you don't understand. I can't cope with losing you. Can't cope with losing any of you. Especially if it's for me. At least tell me when you're gonna do something.
It's not just for you. And would me telling you have made you feel any better? The outcome would have been the same.
We could have discussed this. At least, so I would have known. I could have prepared myself. I saw you just get messed up really fast.
Words only get us so far.
Yes, but preparation.
And I don't do... There is only so much time for preparation in this world, Cat. How are we going to prepare for these people who are hunting you now? We don't know who they are. All we can do is move forward and act in the moment. We have to be flexible and spontaneous. This is a skill you will learn. And I understand that you are trying to have some semblance of control in your life that is full of chaos and turmoil. Let us make these choices for you, with you, so that way you don't have to bear them alone. This is my way of saying I am willing to make tough choices with you, and for you, and for the rest of them. Also releases the back of Cat's head and shoulder, and sits back down. All of his energy just gone after that momentary verbal outburst. He just breathes heavily and says, "You guys are all I have too."
Cat's gonna sit down next to him. Can I tell you something? I live in constant fear of this creature. I saw it break out of the temple ruins. I saw it kill everyone. Literally everyone. Last thing I remember was my mum and dad standing in front of me trying to stop it. Next thing I know, I wake up and there's no one. I'm on my own. And I don't want to experience that again. But at the same time, this was what enforced my decision. I acted rashly, but I made an agreement with the creature because at least my feel was if I have
You did what you felt
control.
was right at the time.
Well, when it's unchecked, it can kill, it will destroy, it will do everything. At least if I've got some degree of control, I can choose. I can at least reduce the impact. Where that creature was free, we were so close to Braylin, to Zakers. You saw how quickly that spread.
We dealt with it.
If we did, but
I understand. You're looking at every angle as to everything that could go wrong with the situation, and you're looking for the best way to deal with it. Doing that will drive you literally insane and leave you more broken than you will ever be with this creature's aid. Focus on the now. Everything that happened has made you who you are today. Same goes for me, Kirv, Vinny, Romulus, all of us. Let's focus on what we have now, not what's happened or what's going to happen. Focus on the present and focus on trying to keep what we have. And we will make these calls as we see fit, whether that's individually and spontaneously or with discussion.
Okay. I agree. I have a request though.
Not after mine. Mine is that you do not be so hard on yourself.
Aww.
Things are out of your fucking control. They are out of your control. And that is scary, I get that. I really do. And all sometimes we can do is turn tail and run. I ran half of the continent to get away from where I was, and here I am, sat with you. You're a lot braver than me because you're refusing to do that, but sometimes we have to run. To give ourselves a mental reprieve before we go back and blow the shit out of whatever's waiting there for us. With our guns, I mean.
Nice save.
Nice save, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, okay. My
Do
my
not be
request.
so hard on yourself.
I'll try not to be, but my request is at least if you're gonna do something that involves a creature, please run it by me first. And have a little bit of self-preservation. She just kind of got a rather sad but pathetic smile. She puts this thing. Just, we want you to come home too. If something seems off, wait for us all. As you said, we're a team. We do this together.
Mortar contemplates this for a minute.
She puts her hand out, not the bandaged one, which if you look, it's like it's got extra bandages. Like it's very padded at the moment. But
Mortar will look at the bandaged hand or bandaged arm, and tilting his head, he goes, "No, you've wrapped this wrong." And he won't hold your hand. He will pull your arm slightly closer and begin to redo the bandaging using his ranger's talent with, nature and stuff to properly preserve whatever's going on there and try to actually bandage it properly.
If you're unwrapping it, as Cat's calming down, you see just shards of
she's not
bone and the
unwrapping.
tendrils slowly retracting back in.
That's fine.
Ugh.
So he sees that and he goes, "I was wrong to accuse you of being a danger to us. Kirv was right." And he continues to wrap and ties it off in a nice neat knot, tightly but not too tight. Is that tight enough?
I can't feel it.
Mortar smiles. Then he brings Cat in for a hug.
She hugs him back.
Let's go forward into the future together. All of us. We're not looking back anymore.
Together. We'll take care of each other. And as she stands up, she offers to let him hang on to her back. As she'll take him over to Terrador.
Mortar will gladly do so, as he has no strength left.
The first member of the party that's actually been allowed on Cat's back. Just so you know.
Mm.
Make leaves the strides, baby!
Okay. So, while this is going on, you're otherwise having this conversation. The rest of the party has heard all of this. It was an argument to begin with, but slowly petered down.
It was loud.
Yeah, it was loud. All of you picked up on this. Romulus at several times wanted to interject and has said language at least twice. But I didn't want to interject because I'm not Romulus. During this time, Damian has otherwise had a look around, and as you otherwise kind of head back to kind of not necessarily regroup, but kind of get ready for Mortar to set up on Terrador's back so that you can travel. He's otherwise looked up. You can see the aurora is still in effect. The full moons, they look full, but they aren't at their peaks currently. They just have the illusion of appearing full, and will slowly but surely peter down to their new moon state over several weeks, for a couple of weeks for one moon, and 6 months for the other one. As you otherwise gather up, Damian otherwise looks to all of you and nods up towards a hilltop, where, following his gaze, you can see what looks to be a large dire wolf with 2 figures otherwise on its back, kind of looking down. They're about 200-300 feet away or so, but they are currently keeping an eye, and you can see the faint glint of what looks to be a spyglass.
Ooh.
Who notices this, sorry?
Damian.
Okay. If he said to the party, I'll kind of look in that direction. And I'm going to live on the belief that they might be able to lip read too. And I will mouth, we saw you last night. We're
Mortar
friends.
will also look in their direction as well. He changes the black scorpion into its rifle form and looks down the scope to get a better look at.
Oh, come on!
You know.
Oh,
I'm not shooting. I don't have a spyglass. I'm just looking.
That's literally right next to him.
I will
lowers
remove
the gun.
scope. I will remove the scope and look at them if that's the thing I can do.
Yep, I'll allow it.
Chris, remember what I said yesterday about
Yeah.
Mortar and... Yeah, exactly.
This,
It was a purely survivalist move. There was no malicious intent there.
The exact
so I
same-
can see
the-
how it may be misconstrued.
the exact same happened with Jamie when he was playing Lily in the Noir Star campaign, where it was like, I need to see what's up there. I'm going to take the scope off of my sniper rifle in this alleyway that's being guarded by police before pointing it into the sky. You just did the exact same thing. And we said this would happen. So, while this is going on, the individual on the back of the direwolf, otherwise holding the spyglass, otherwise kind of lowers the spyglass to one side. Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check.
Who, me?
You, yes,
Me.
please. I will
guess I
say
am.
this will just be a flat roll because in this instance, this is less of a saying certain things and more of an implications with it.
7.
7. The individuals otherwise kind of nod and then turn and head southward.
Is that away?
Away, yes. Your venture is eastward. Okay.
Okay. Shall we carry on then? I think we're fine for the time being.
seems like it. It's a pity they weren't up to talk, but oh well.
They've probably got a job to do themselves.
Okay.
Kirv gives Mortar a thumbs up for the talk that he did with Cat.
Mortar's currently on top of Terrador at the minute, so all you see is a shaky hand with a thumb pointed up before it retreats.
Okay.
So,
Right.
as Mortar, because Terrador's not really counted as Mortar, you're on Terrador. There's vines wrapping around you, and the crystals that hover around Terrador are currently holding you in place until you want to move.
Mortar doesn't know how to feel about this.
Restrained is how he feels.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess so.
Yeah. So,
Mortar's like, okay.
are you continuing on your journey?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
If we're all friends again now, then yeah.
Okay. With Mortar currently out of the question for potentially leading the survival role, who would like to take it?
Isn't Romulus normally leading that because he's really good
He
at
does.
survival?
He has disadvantage still, but he can if you'd like him to.
Or who's got good survival here? That's not
I'm
Mortar.
out. Okay.
I've got 2, a +2.
You want to look for the thing with the thingy. That'll tell you the direction of the thingy place.
Just hearing delirious rambling from Mortar on top of Terrador.
Pretty
From
much,
the 8
Pretty much, I've lost
HP,
more than a few brain cells.
from the 8 HP, blood still kind of lightly dripping off of Terrador from the bloodied Mortar
Holy
lying on
shit.
his back. Oh no, because you healed. You healed back a bit, didn't you? Yeah, so you should be on 30 hit points, but still.
Yeah.
I am.
So less bloodied, but still.
So,
But I can imagine losing that much blood that quickly and then getting it like pushed back into his body probably isn't that healthy.
Yeah. It's like, bleeding everywhere. It's even worse.
It's like he just had a full-on like vasovagal where he just like stood up too quick and all the blood just rushed from his body and he just passes out.
And then when he hits the floor, it all comes back and he wakes back up and gets up.
Yeah, absolutely.
oh,
It's a vicious cycle.
So,
I also have a 2 in survival.
Nice.
Yes, I also have a 2 and disadvantage.
okay.
Romulus
So,
has a 4 and disadvantage, and Damian has a
Ow.
2 as well.
How long term is this check made out? Is this over the entire journey?
This will be over the journey, yeah. You're following the road, so it's not necessarily a matter of getting lost. It's more of a matter of, like, noticing things along the sides of the road or extra details, effectively. Because you can't really get lost when there's a single road heading in a direction.
Watch me.
Yeah.
I've been
It's
rolling
over
pretty
the
good.
Yeah. I can't really keep enhanceability up over an entire 8-hour journey. So that's...
I'll say, if you want, with Romulus and Mortar not being able to do it themselves, they can provide advantage.
That's kind of what I was getting at. Can we get Romulus to give advantage to one of the persons actually got
I'll
the
say
highest?
Romulus and Mortar together have enough vaguely eligible pointers for either Kirv or Cat to make a survival check if you wish.
Kirv's feeling
Is that
confident.
north?
I'll take it. If that's
Go
all
for
right.
it.
Go for it.
And
So make the roll with advantage, and you said you had a +2 to this, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Natural
Oh, that
20
is a natural 20.
for a total of 27. Travelling along the
Only
road,
big numbers in this house.
you travel on for probably the better part of maybe half an hour or so before you immediately hit what looks to be a junction. One heading south and one heading more northeast. This is now down to what the party would like to do, whether they'd like to go... Actually, no, sorry, not northeast. Straight east, sorry. Yeah. And
Okay.
there's one
Natural
heading
20
south.
doesn't get you as far as it used to.
Okay. Can I make
I will...
an intelligence check of some degree to work out if I can get some bearing? What would be the right path?
We know we're heading for a big mountain, right?
Yeah, you know you're heading for a big mountain, and the big mountain is to the southeast.
Okay.
That's the most that you know. I will say, Kirv, with the natural 20, you see that the tracks from the 40 or so individuals that were doing something last night, whatever that may have been, with scouts and a wagon and large groups of individuals, you can see their tracks fairly clearly beside the road, where they have cut across the eastward road and headed southward.
Okay, so they're going a different direction to us now.
They're heading southeast along the southern path that you've seen. So they're heading along the southward path, it would seem. Whereas if you were to
And
continue
whereas we're going east.
yes.
So different.
Yeah, so effectively you've come along this road here, and now it splits off going downward, or it keeps going.
Yeah.
And the party in essence is here.
And we want to go east, southeast.
Yeah, east, southeast sort of thing, yeah.
Okay. So we probably want to take the eastern path, right? Does it look like it goes northern, or does it bow at all, or is it dead straight the entire?
I'll say with the natural 20, you can see that it does go uphill a little bit, and it is a little bit difficult to see. But you can see that it does continue on for quite some way, heading mostly east. Really?
Yeah, boy! I want to go for the foot that looks like a foot.
So I started laughing around here, and I couldn't give it.
Wow, crusher of hopes and dreams.
Oh man.
There you go.
Yeah.
No longer representations. You can be in the dark. I can tell you south or east.
Okay.
My vote is east.
Not drawing any more mountains or anything to show you where you might be going.
My vote's east, but I mean, if we really want to just be spicy, we just walk straight to the mountain. That seems like a real bad idea, so...
Let's
Yeah,
not go for
probably.
bad ideas.
Yeah,
Sorry.
we can't do bad ideas on purpose.
No.
It's only okay if it's an accident.
I
disagree.
I think east.
Yeah, it spoils the novelty otherwise. East seems like it's closer to being more direct. South seems like the more interesting place to go, with exciting new friends. But did you say something about them being caught up in something?
No, there's just a lot of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've got enough friends.
Hear that, guys? She called us friends.
Woo! Friends!
That's not what I. Fine.
Too late, no backsies.
Okay, so you're heading eastward then?
Yeah?
It
Yes,
would
right?
seem like it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay, go ahead and roll me 2d12s then, please. Next person in this would be Mortar.
Woo!
Go ahead and roll me 2d12s for your journey on the
I don't know
road.
why we're trusting that guy. He doesn't seem to be
Know what you're talking
state right now.
And Kat, if you want to just roll the
about.
perceptions for you and Jeff,
Fine.
yeah, go ahead and do so. 5.
Okay.
That is a 1 and a 4.
Okay, so that's a total of 5. Go ahead and
Oh,
roll
God,
me.
yeah.
Go ahead and roll me a d12, just the one.
Okie dokie. That is how many dragons you guys are going to be fighting while I'm taking a nap.
Let's go! I'm gonna eat them.
You're going to fight 5 whole dragons.
I can take them.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you can.
And if they're flying, so can you, because you're like looking up. You
can
don't
just
even have
throw
to get
me
up.
at them. Pterodor could use me as a ranged weapon.
Oh god.
Lay on your back, pointing your gun directly upwards and waiting
I mean, that's kind of
waiting
awesome.
for dragons to enter your line of sight.
We've literally turned
That's
Mortar
kind of
into an AA. He's now an
Yeah,
AA
he
battery on the
is.
back of my.
Oh, he is. I'm not.
Oh, that's
I
so
wouldn't
good.
even give you the disadvantage for prone if you were just shooting straight
Yeah.
up because your
Oh.
angle would be correct.
Yeah,
That would actually be so awesome.
But I don't understand it. He's killed 20 dragons this way.
Previously, I swear he just tripped over and died earlier. It makes no sense. Continuity's a bitch.
So.
Dragons, Chris.
Oh, I need to. Oh, actually, I need a second d12. D12, sorry. Actually, no. No, this one needs to be a d6, sorry.
Oh, no. Okay. I see.
You
Yes.
got this.
Very well. So we're saying 5 dragons and 3 wyverns.
Oh, let's go.
Let's freaking go. Let's
And
get
you
those
rolled a
XP games.
5.
We are ready.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Okay. Your journey continues. What did you get for the perception for you and Jeff?
Where's our dragons? Fine. I got
That's
Jeff got a
bullshit.
7. I got a 5.
Yeah, your journey otherwise goes unhindered and you arrive at your next stopping point.
Damn it!
I was promised dragons in Dungeons and Dragons.
promised
Why?
And you give me a safe journey. Thanks, Chris. God.
Yeah, there's no dungeons and no dragons. Ruined.
Oh.
My mission is over.
No nonsense shenanigans.
Ah,
Yeah, of course. Totally above
of
board.
course, yeah.
Of course.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, setting up camp then.
Yeah, setting up camp. Okay, so, doing the same thing as before, go ahead and roll me a survival check. I'll say Cat and Kirv, go ahead and, or I'll say, yeah, Cat and Kirv roll me 1 each just to see if you can find a good spot.
A survival check, sorry.
Cool.
Yeah.
Can Jeff help me with the help action?
No.
Damn you.
That is an 8.
The hopes and dreams crushed.
I'll give one of you disadvantage if you want.
Oh god, that's a 6. I'm not having a good time rolling today. I'm glad we haven't got combat. Because
Guys, why is there firewood in the sky? Go get it.
Okay, so,
Get it.
what did you two get?
8.
6.
Okay. You travel a ways, and you otherwise look around for what you try and find as a flattish area. And there is an area here where it has kind of gone from the rolling hillside more to the more to what looks to be not necessarily heathlands, but much shorter grass. Kind of more bushes here and there, fewer trees. You can see to the north what looks to be kind of more of that grassland as it begins to go downhill. Not necessarily harshly, but steadily. And southward you can see there are a few lines and ridges of harsher hillsides, but not mountains. as you otherwise kind of stop, you find a place to set up your Leomund's tiny hut. Doing so is fairly easy, and you begin your night's watch. If someone would like to go, next person in line, which would be Cat, go ahead and roll me 2d12 for the night, just to see if anything crops up.
Cool. And I'm back to working on my spell. So I am distracted again. But this time I've got a friend.
15. Okay. Okay, so now could you roll me 1d12 and a d6, please?
Oh,
No.
now we're getting spicy.
Now it's spicy, boys.
Spice. There we go. Spice.
Okay. As you're otherwise setting up camp, the Leomund's tiny hut taking place, you otherwise begin, as you're kind of bedding down and settling down for the night, you watch as what looks to be a light of individuals currently following what looks to be a cart of some form, heading towards you guys along the road ahead.
Huh. Friends!
Oh no.
Should probably let them know that we're here, right?
I mean, there's a horse just stranded outside of a dark dome that's just sat on the side of the road. So maybe.
We're a little obvious.
I'm probably gonna head out of the thing, so just in case they think it's like a trap or something.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Has watch started, or are we? No, we're not.
This would be
we've not
just
watched
before you're beginning your watches.
it. Okay, well, we'll head outside. I'll gesture to Vinny. Hey, Vinny, people.
Hi.
God, people, look. I'm gonna head outside and
Sorry, did you say that?
welcoming. Yeah, I said it to everyone.
Oh, I
People.
thought you said curve. My bad.
No, I said to Vinny, and I was like, "Hey, Kirv, hey,
Oh.
everyone, people,
Okay.
people."
Oh, okay. All right, I follow.
Okay.
Follow
Well, I
suit.
can.
Okay. You
It's
otherwise.
fine, I'll hold down the fort. I fucking got this.
Are
Okay.
you still on Terrador, or have you got off of him yet?
I slid down Terrador's back like it was a slide and just slid perfectly into a placed
Into the dome,
placed
fell asleep.
bed bag immediately. Just slid into a bed bag and pulled over. Summoned my gun and have it like just outside and pull it over.
Oh,
Yeah. If this is after the hut is set up, but before we've taken a rest, then I can't go out with you, but I'll keep an eye on what's going on.
cool. No worries.
Okay.
Right. Well, Kirv, looks like it's me and you.
And Damian and Romulus, but they're not here.
But,
So
yeah. Yeah.
they wander out and look non-menacing.
I imagine Damian being the most awkward pose. Try and knock Menace in. Just T-posing
he-
or something stupid
No,
like that.
I was just going to say he does the teapot, but yeah, that works too.
Teapot.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So you otherwise head out on onto the road, looking non-menacing, non-threatening. Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check with advantage, one of you.
Oh,
More
that's
crazy.
probably. I should probably do that.
Yeah, do it. I've only got 2.
Was that with advantage? You said.
Yes, please.
Math.
15.
15. Okay. So as you otherwise head out onto the road and kind of give them a wave, kind of in a non-threatening manner. The other two kind of standing nearby, kind of after coming out of the dome. You see that on either side of this cart, there are armed guards and individuals or mercenaries of some form. You can see they're wearing these heavy furs and leathers, carrying these massive battle axes of what look to be Orcan individuals, kind of a light grey skin to them, large tusks, rings, and piercings all covering their face as they otherwise hold their weapons in preparation. And what looks to be a kind of a weedy rock gnome who's currently sat on the back of the car, otherwise just kind of waves them down. You don't hear what gets said, but Cat, with your lip reading, you otherwise basically hear them. say, "They're not bandits. I know bandits when I see them. They're adventurers." And they're like, "What do? We set up camp at the campsite." And they're like, alright. And you watch as they otherwise pull up, not next to you, but just before you, and the gnome otherwise shouts over, "Is there a reason why you haven't camped in the campsite?"
Is there a cat?
There's literally cat just looks.
He otherwise points to what looks to be a small divot in the ground just over the rise you've parked yourself in just before. You both failed the DC 10 on the survival check, so neither of you saw the campsite that was 20 feet ahead of you.
We kind of missed it.
Fair enough. Well, if you're adventurers and you've got coin and you want to spend it, by all means, I've got some goods that I'm looking to sell. Lighten the load makes things faster.
What do you sell?
I sell all sorts of things. Nothing magical, I will mind. A lot of contraptions, a lot of food if you need any rations or anything. If you need water, I also do general consumables, potions and the like as well.
Do you have any mana potions?
Yeah, got plenty in stock.
Ooh.
You've come.
I'm gonna head over and. How much?
Okay.
For 2.
Heading over to them at this point, the guards kind of stand at poise. The rock gnome otherwise kind of gathers up what looks to be a bundle of books, otherwise jumps down, just kind of standing maybe only 3 feet tall in comparison to you, just kind of takes out the ledger and just begins flipping through, and in this moment kind of just runs his finger down the page. Let's see. Mana potions. At the moment, I haven't got the best quality ones, but if you're looking for cheap ones, I've got what you need. If you're looking for stronger ones, I've got some of them as well.
It's just cheap. It's in case of emergencies, really. And we recently had an emergency, so I need to restock.
Right. Well, if you're looking for some cheap ones, I can do them for 90 gold pieces per, depending on how many you want. If you're looking for the stronger ones, you'll have to wait a while. But if you're heading anywhere, you want to head south of here. The small village will have just completed their reaping ceremony, and it'll be time to otherwise distill and make some stronger potions.
Huh. Interesting. Okay. I'm assuming some other members of the party have come over. Kirv and that lot.
Yeah, Kirv. I'll say Damian and Romulus have gone back to inform Vinny and Mortar as to what's going on, and if they want to leave the dome, Theurgist can pick up Mortar and in his sleeping bag and carry him.
He's just
over
gonna
to the
drag
campsite.
him. Literally, like grabs the top of the sleeping bag and just drags him behind.
I was just going to say
from the sleeping
Theurgist
bag.
goes underground and then lifts him up on his back, and now there's just like this sleeping bag being carried on the back of
Just
on the
from the
back of
sleeping
Theurgist.
bag, you just hear a very low sounding just.
No, I'm going fully. Theurgist just sort of like nab the top and just bring him over, but sort of like walking backwards and dragging him delicately.
Yeah.
Because
Quote unquote delicately.
Well, yeah, he's not just bolting with him down on the floor.
No, you don't take any.
He's just bumping up and down.
You don't take any damage, but like
No.
there are a few times
My butt
that
hurts.
your headache disappears, and you're like, oh, and then it returns, and you're like, ow. Okay.
Okay.
But that's
Okay.
if any you want to otherwise show up as well.
Yeah, I'll leave, and if no one else is inside, I'll leave and let the dome be dispelled.
Okay. Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll take 2 of the cheap ones, please.
Sure thing.
180.
So that will be 180 for those then, please.
I will hand over 18 platinum.
Ooh, good coin. Makes my journey nice and easy. Here you go. And otherwise goes up to the back of a cart and you watch as one of the individuals steps up into the cart and kind of offloads this small case and pulls out 2 mana potions. You can see within what looks to be far more vibrant potions of a similar hue, ones that look to be of a stronger variety of some form.
Cool. Anyone else want anything?
I'm good.
I mean, I don't need anything else. Got to try and save my money for my next elemental. So
Kirv would like to talk to the party once this person has moved on.
oh, they're camping.
Yeah, but the campsite is a little bit further down, isn't it?
No, they've parked at the
still
campsite,
moving
and you
towards
guys have
it, right?
moved up to it.
Oh, we already moved up to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
Sorry, I
it
didn't
was
realise
just
that.
over the hill that you had parked just in front of.
Could we say that Kirv says what she wants to say as we're moving, like just before we get there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that could be fun.
Okay, just before that then. So, a lot of travelers in this area at the moment, it seems like. Is that normal?
It's a busy time of year. Yeah, it's just how it is. It's busy time of year this around now. I mean, with the double full moon, otherwise in full height, a lot of ingredients are at their peak and their strongest at this time. So people are out and about gathering ingredients at this time with special implements and tools, and they're taking them back for refinement, and then they'll be going from there. It's probably why you've seen a lot of travellers around, out and about. Depends. Did you see any individuals who had otherwise come from Chevelboon?
If that's north of here, then yes.
No, that's south.
Oh, they might have been on their way back then.
Then yes, they're the ones who otherwise handle a lot of the distilling.
Oh.
Right, okay, with the big carts and the dire wolves.
Yeah, that'll be them. Yeah, that'll be their druids. They otherwise go out and collect the Neptune flowers. They only bud on full moons, but they only bud for superior and supreme mana potions around this time of year.
Oh. Huh. Interesting.
Okay. We accidentally picked an interesting time to be in the area then.
Apparently so.
Oh, by the way, where are you... Not to pry, where are you heading next? Are you going south as well?
Yes, I'm heading to Chevelboon to pick up to take the rest of the ingredients they need for the final bit of the distillery. Glass bottles and such. Then I'll be buying quite a lot of their stock, and I'll be taking it back to the main city. Maybe beyond, depending on how good business is, really.
Okay. That's where you came from then?
Yeah, I came from Avok.
Okay, because I think that's where we're trying to head to, but we weren't certain of the best route.
Oh.
So I assume it's
Straight shot from here.
following that path?
Keep following eastward a little bit southeast. You'll head through the small town of Ninbarrow. It's a quite easy place to find, really. It'll consist of one tavern, an old church, and that's it. There will be tribes that otherwise live around the area, and they'll hang out there because it's a good water source. And then Ovok Grow is further from that. And you're heading to Ovok? You're not heading to Glasson?
No, should we be?
Glasson's the capital, the seat of the Ice King. You mentioned something about heading to some form of city in this direction, so Glasson's not far off, it's a different journey.
Which way would we have to go for that?
From Ovok Grow, you'd go into the mountains. You'd have to climb up the spiral mountains themselves, or if you weren't up for going through the mountains, which is rather dangerous, you can take the long walk. It requires you to go through the Haru Talon Forest. You'd need to head to the far eastern side of the spiral mountains and then curl inwards, as there is a valley that runs all the way up to Glasson. Say, I've told you where I'm headed. What's the reason for you heading that way? If I may ask.
No, it's no trouble. I'm looking for a friend of mine. I don't actually know exactly where she is, so I was planning to just head to the biggest city and then start asking around.
Ah, fair enough. And would they stand out at all?
I would say probably. I mean, he's, I guess, from... I mean, big silver dragonborn, I guess not that uncommon around here.
Hate to break it to you, but Silver Dragonborn are kind of localized to this area. Those that haven't migrated north anyway to Paloon. You'll find hundreds to thousands of them in Glasson, and even more in well, no, you'd find about 1,000, maybe more in Ovok, and then you'll find tens of thousands in Glasson.
Dawn's on cat. Oh god, this is gonna be painful to find.
Any other notable features? Sorry I couldn't be of much more help, but I mean...
No, that's okay. Big, tough, possibly...
Most Silver Dragonborn, alright.
Stoic, I guess, same deal.
Okay, that cuts it down to maybe 50% of the populace. Any notable scars, wounds, injuries? Are they adventurers like you? Are they a merchant? Are they an auctioneer? Do they have any affiliations with any particular groups?
Adventurer like me, probably traveling alone.
Okay.
Didn't they have a half-orc with them, or an orc or something?
Oh no, it's a different
Okay.
person.
Oh,
Person.
right.
The person Vinny's looking for at the moment.
Yeah, that's right.
Can't say I've come across them myself, but... Yeah, no, I can't say I've come across them. Didn't run into them on the road at all. Would they have passed through recently, or how far back are we talking? Oh, you said you were looking for them, so I guess you don't know where they are.
Not exactly. I think I was pretty hot on her tail until recently, but then we got held up.
Right, okay.
But if she was traveling alone, she must have been following the road, surely.
Right.
Oh, on another matter, you haven't seen any strange individuals in hooded robes, have you?
I mean, not that stand out, no. There are travellers like yourselves, or adventurers like yourselves, who move around in cloaks and stuff, but that's to be expected given that the harsh weather only really eases up for this time of year. We're going to be getting the colder temperatures again soon, once the auroras have faded in the next few days.
Oh. It will get colder.
Yeah, but you're about a 2 days journey from Ovok Grow, so you're not actually that far. So you should hopefully make it before the main cold kicks in. But at that point, you'll probably be expecting ice and snow.
We have got to travel back to the Lakers.
Is it worth us seeing if we can find a guide? Because we actually don't really know the region that we're going to. Maybe there's someone here who might be a better hand with that kind of thing. Mortar goes back to sleep.
Your friend's right, though. I mean, there are guides who do actively sell their services. There are plenty of tribes that travel through the area as well. If you can get in good friends with them, they're happy to let you travel with them. There's a few that could be useful around here. I'd recommend probably the Frostbacks would be your best bet. They're probably the best pathfinders around this area. They usually operate out of Nimbaro. They head northward to the Siltspire swamps, and they otherwise hunt the creatures there and bring the meat back southward to Nimbaro, and then sometimes they head southward into the mountainous peaks to go and get fresh herbs and roots and stuff that grow up that high, near the hot springs up there.
Okay. Right, we could try and track them down, but if there are other guides around as well, then I'm sure we can find someone.
Avocado would be your best bet if you don't find them in Nimbaro at the time.
Alright then, we'll
I don't want to push, but
head for there first.
there's a lot of information that I've just handed over. Is there anything else you're willing to pay and buy, perhaps? Just out of curiosity.
What do you have? I noticed that you had mana potions.
Mana potions, healing potions. I do have a few odd potions here or there. Rations, water, firewood should you need it. Right kind of clothing.
Anything that can cure exhaustion?
Yeah. I do actually. It's a bit pricey, but I do.
Mortar sits bolt upright, and because of the blood loss, he passes out.
Oh god, no! Cat goes over. It's
Okay.
like, Mortar!
It's a bit.
He was so young.
They're not exactly the cheapest things in the world, but I mean they're not terrible and they're quite useful in this warm weather. They can take a while to kick in, and they don't. You can't drink a load of them and get yourself sorted out. They do have a. They only give you so much. But these.
Mortar recovers and wakes up.
Otherwise, has one of the other carriers brings out a chest, kind of a small chest similar to the other one. Pops the lid open. You can see these greenish vials on the inside, kind of a limey green colour. These are stamina potions. They'll cure you of some form of exhaustion, or if you're otherwise suffering from any form of ills. They'll help you with that, and they'll help you recover. But, like I said, they only work for a set time. You can't just drink a load of them and be better again. So mechanical purposes, these...
Mortar specifically was referencing these for the journey when we're in the Ice King's domain. We're going to be traveling over a lot of snow, a lot of tundra, we're going to be dealing with the cold. Most likely we're going to be contesting with exhaustion, so if we have potions on us that can combat that, that would be ideal. Mortar's not saying this for himself, because there is no way there is a potion alive that could cure what he has right now.
So, general note as what this will do. The stamina potion in question has the same effect as a greater restoration spell, but instead of curing a curse or an effect that is such as charmed or petrified, it has the lesser restoration section in there. So it can reduce a point of exhaustion by 1 level. It can recover any attribute scores that have been reduced. It can also replace hit point maximums that have been reduced. Or it can be used for the purpose of a lesser restoration effect. They cost 450 gold each, and you can only use them once per 7 days.
That's a lot, but I mean...
Yeah, it's a greater restoration spell. It means you don't have to have the 5th level spell slots for it. But obviously the 100 GP of Diamond Dust is still a partial component in this spell.
Mm-hmm.
So it's costly, but 450 gold for something like that is pretty useful.
It's worth it.
Yeah, could be useful. Could save you in a moment if you get to high levels of exhaustion. Like I said, the cold weather will get worse, and you'll start making con saves depending on if you're exposed in the weather and stuff like that. Learman's Tiny Hut will greatly help in a lot of these cases, but there will still be events where exhaustion may kick in.
Yes.
Okay.
So if you want to buy any of them, they're $4.50. If you're otherwise looking for health potions, I got a plethora of those. I also have a few other bits and pieces here and there. I have some resistance potions in the back. Let me see. What others do I have? I mean, some of these might be useful.
Do you have any potions of calming emotions?
Not for calming emotions. I mean, alcohol will do that, which I have some of, but it might be a bit... Looks around the group. Kind of lingers on Romulus. Might be a bit strong for most of your group.
I've heard that before, and it was nothing.
He looks at Cat,
Oh.
hesitates, and has a sudden thought of wait, one of you in your group has let her drink alcohol? Maybe
Alcohol was the last thing this group needs.
Yes, I don't think we need any more heavy liquor.
No, I agree. I do have some potions of climbing. They might be useful. They only last for an hour, but they'll help you with climbing up a steep ledge if you're ever in trouble.
Sounds useful.
Fix back to the cliff. Might be useful, yes.
Yeah, I mean, they're not super expensive. These ones are about, let's see. I'm kind of flips through this ledger. They're 45 gold a pop. I've only got 4 of them left because they're quite popular, but I got some.
I'm happy to pick one up.
Yeah, 45
Right, so
gold
I'll buy
for
one of those.
potion of climbing.
Oh,
So that gives you
Okay.
advantage on athletic strength checks or strength athletics checks when climbing, and that lasts for an hour. Also means that in the event that you are using a climbing kit, you cannot fall from sheer surfaces. So having those extra climbing kits that your party has is very useful.
Might be useful for Romulus, because he's not done well for climbing so far.
This is true.
Just a heads up, I'm going to have to head off soon.
Yeah, that's all right.
fair.
We'll be closing out here soon.
Oh. Since we came from Zakers, we didn't actually get an opportunity to pick up any firewood, so if you have some of that, I would be...
Yeah,
happy
we
to
got
buy
some
some.
of that. How many days do you want for that?
When I hand
Maybe.
over the...
Well, we can make a fire. Easy. I have an elemental for that.
Yeah.
Still worth being prepared. So, a few days, just as a extra precaution.
Yeah, sounds good.
We say 5?
5 days worth? Yeah, that'll be 50 gold then for the weight of that.
Right, I'll hand over another 5 platinum.
How heavy is that going to be?
That will be given to Romulus.
Mm-hmm.
That's £10 per, so he's currently carrying 50 extra pounds. He can carry it. That's alright. I'm going to say Romulus is going to purchase one of those potions of climbing for 45 gold for himself. And I will take that out of his GP.
Do you gems? Sell any gems?
No, gems, that would have to be done in the main city, in
Okay.
Havok.
No worries then.
But that should be alright, unless there's
That's-
anything else that you think you want. And I can...
That's me done, unless anyone wants to
I'm-
buy a stamina potion.
I'm good.
Good.
Alright, well, thank you very much for your business, all the same. And I guess I'll... Well, we'll be heading off early tomorrow. We got a journey heading southward.
Fair.
Right then. Well, thank you for all your help.
You're welcome. Pleasure doing business.
Likewise.
Uh-huh.
Nice to meet you.
Watch as he otherwise kind of closes his book. Vinny, go ahead and make me a perception check. Or investigation check of your choice.
Great, but that also should have been disadvantage. I'll roll the other die in just a second.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't go to the natural one, so that's a perception check of 7.
7.
So I'm tired and bleary-eyed.
You're bleary-eyed. The only thing that I will say that you note, and I'm not going to give you any further information on this whatsoever, you watch as he closes his book, you see that the front cover has 2 interlocking triangles.
Cool story, bro.
Okay?
That's
Okay.
cool. That's a cool book you have there.
Mm.
It's a ledger. It carries all my prices in it.
Nice. Does the symbol on the front mean anything? Is it like a religious thing?
No, just symbol of the people I work with.
Oh. Cool.
Anyone
You like
interesting?
part of the guild?
They're known as the Dellins. They run quite a big business across the north and south.
Great. Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
You're welcome. You want to roll a history check with disadvantage, Vinny? I'll allow it. Unless you think
Well,
you
I'm
know
going
who
through
this
my
might be.
notes, 'cause that's I definitely know the name. Yep, so that's the Delin twins.
Mm-hmm.
That's the 2 triangles.
And what they're known for doing.
Mm-hmm.
Is this something we should be concerned about?
Being good friends at discount prices.
Depends. Do you need what else is left on his cart? Now that you know what he is probably carrying. Do you want to read out what they're known for, or do you want to keep that a secret?
Yeah, known for. They're here for lifting, sabotage, and distractions, which is why I was head in hands for a moment. But now I'm unsure.
There are a lot of crates on this cart, considering he said he didn't have much cargo. With this sudden name and realization, I will say you pick up that a lot of those crates probably contain very high explosives. You're looking
Damn.
at 1, a lot of money. 2, the reason for why this is being heavily guarded by some very veteran mercenaries. And 3, being outside of the campsite in case something goes wrong may not be a terrible idea. But at the same time, they know what they're doing. They're well known for it.
Yeah, they're experts.
Cat's fireball urge twitches.
Mortar's trigger finger twitches.
Time to
Vinny-
mega fireball Damian.
Vinny knows this, the rest of the party don't. But yes, you would be looking at a mega fireball if you were to set that off. Have you seen those the short videos of people stacking barrels of black powder in Baldur's Gate and then setting them off on a boss? Yeah.
No, I haven't actually.
No, you
Well,
haven't?
they push.
I would go and watch them. It's people one-shotting like the end game bosses of Baldur's Gate by just filling their inventory with barrels and then emptying them all in the boss room and then just lighting it while being in a globe of invulnerability and watching everything go up in smoke. It's so much fun. Anyway,
Right. Yes, I'm also aware that Numbers owed them a debt of some kind, so I'm not eager to announce my identity to them.
well, if I remember correctly, you don't know if it was owed to Numbers or if Numbers owed them.
True. Given that I don't know who Kilo is, it might be, or Kello, it might be difficult for me to catch that in.
Okay. Fair enough.
Either way.
Well, either way, there's a tiny hut is prepared at the campsite, with the party nestling down, this knowingness of that there is a possibly gargantuan explosion ready to happen next door. The party, Vinny decided best not to let them know, and they rest, sleeping soundly through the night at the campsite, before preparing for the next day. But that will be for next time, and we will end our session there. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.